Hey guys, so we are back again with another reading. I am so excited to do this one for you. It is going to be what changes are coming into your life. So really anything could come up. It could be career, it could be love, it could be money, it could be literally anything. We're just seeing what is going to be shifting in your life and what spirit is going to be bringing in. So with that being said, today we are back to doing the donuts. I am still on vacation, so I don't have like all my usual food supplies. So I hope you guys don't mind that I did this one a few videos ago. Hopefully I will be off vacation soon and able to get more food deliveries, although I'm kind of running out because I've used so many of the food items that I can find online. But today we are doing the donuts, and so we are starting with this orange one. And I do have some poison ivy on my hands. As I mentioned, I got poison ivy and actually had to go to like urgent care and stuff. So don't mind the band-aids. Hopefully it will be healed soon. I really don't know why I keep getting these weird hand ailments. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, so yeah, this one is number 4. And obviously the others are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So with that being said, I will be quiet now and let you guys tune in to the energy. Okay, so hopefully you guys had time to decide. If not, feel free to rewind, pause, and spend a few more moments with each of the piles, but let's go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hello, my lovely pile 1s. So if you guys picked this orange donut, this is going to be your reading. It looks really good. I love the sprinkles. They did a great job on these fake donuts, and they look really soft with like the baking detail on the underside. So with that being said, let's get into your reading. I pre-pulled cards and I do have band-aids for my poison ivy, so just don't mind that if you see band-aids. Sorry that I have so many hand issues. And we got the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, the Devil, and the Queen of Pentacles, and Death reversed. So I feel like for some of you, there is going to be some kind of a loss. I feel like with the Devil, there may be someone in your life who's not treating you well. With the 2 of Cups reversed, it could be a romantic relationship. And so, yeah, there is going to be like a loss. I feel like in a way there's something I feel like many of you are going to know who I'm talking about or know about a situation. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could also be a friend or someone, but I feel like this person may not be treating you right. There may be someone in your life who doesn't speak kindly to you or is mean to you or just takes you for granted. And I feel like a change that is going to happen is Spirit is going to start ushering this relationship out of your life. And I'm hearing it's like whether you like it or not. So I feel like for some of you, there may be someone that you are trying to kind of keep in your life, trying to have around. Maybe you know this person isn't like the most loyal friend, or has been, I don't know, liking someone else's pictures on Instagram, or, it could be anything. But what I'm getting is this Devil card. There is someone with disloyalty around you who is really not got your best interest at heart, and who is I feel like this person, it makes you sad. Like I feel kind of sad picking up on this energy, and I feel like this person maybe makes you doubt yourself or feel less than. And I feel like when you guys have this person removed from your life, it's going to be such an amazing, like, you're gonna be able to fly free. Like I'm seeing a bird soaring in the air, like, released from the cage and just soaring in the sky. So I feel like this ending, although I'm seeing resistance on your part for some of you might know who I'm talking about and be like, okay, can't wait, remove this person. But I do feel like this is going to be scary for you. Like I feel like this is not going to be something that all of you are gung-ho about, but know that it ends in the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a positive outcome, and it ends in empowerment. It ends in you feeling strong and grounded in yourself and growing a lot. So this removal, as difficult as it may be as at first, is really a positive thing. So we also got third eye chakra, balance, and patience. Patience is reversed, so that could mean that this is going to happen sooner rather than later. I feel like Spirit is telling me for many of you that they have given you indications that this person is not good for you, and many of you may know exactly who I'm talking about, or be like, yeah, I know I was supposed to kind of cut this person out, but you know, there may be a million reasons. Like maybe you've known this person for a long time, or maybe, you know, you just are scared to go it on your own, or maybe they pay for stuff and, you know, you're like, I don't know if I'll be able to afford my life without this person's help. But I do feel like this person is going to be ushered out of your life, and that Spirit is very insistent upon this. So I think this is ultimately a positive thing. And whenever Spirit has a hand in things, you know, that means you're going to get a level of protection. So you shouldn't be too worried. Like with the, you know, third eye chakra and the angel of balance here, I do feel like you are going to be protected. And I do feel like you are going to be watched over. You know, sometimes with imbalance in a relationship, it can be that one person calls the shots, you know, one person gets to decide where you go out to eat, or one person kind of dictates the conversation. A lot of times you'll see that in a relationship where one person is the giver and the other is the taker, and not in kind of a sacred yin-yang balance way, in a very imbalanced way where one person's needs are always catered to and the other person is the caterer that is just kind of there to help and doesn't really have an identity of their own. And I feel like for some of you, that's you guys. Maybe you guys have been in relationships where you just keep giving, and it's like you have a friend that, you know, would call you at midnight and you would drop everything to drive across town to help them, but they would never do the same, not even at like 3 p.m. for you, you know. They would just be like, okay, well, anyway, good luck, figure it out, bye. And, you know, you deserve better than that. And I do feel like some of these relationships need to exit your life. Like, I feel like you guys need to become more empowered. You need to realize your self-worth, and you need to realize that you deserve so much better. You guys need to realize that you guys are magic, and you have this Queen of Pentacles energy inside of you waiting to come out, like this empowered energy. One quote that is coming to mind, something Joel Osteen says a lot. I don't know if it's a Bible verse because I'm not too, you know, memorized everything in the Bible or anything like that. But I feel like what he always says is, you will lend, not borrow. And so it's like, there is something to be said for having financial freedom, having that empowerment, you know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like that is what you guys could reside in, the energy you could reside in. And this person may have made you doubt yourself, or feel like you're not that smart, or you're not that capable, or like, I could never do that. For some of you, this could be a family member that, like a parent that you grew up around, or a sibling who really made you doubt yourself at a very young age. And I feel like, you know, some of you, it might not even be that this person is being cut out of your life. It might be that this way of thinking is going to be brought to an end. Yeah, that's resonating with me. So I do think that this is an ending of an old cycle. It's an ending of you being stuck in a feeling of powerlessness, or feeling like, well, that's just how it is and I have to tolerate it. Or like, well, I'm not that smart, I probably couldn't stand on my own 2 feet. Or, well, just I'm not that, you know, I'm not that special. You are special. Like, seriously, I'm getting chills just saying that. You guys are so special, and you have so much power. And I feel like it's something you don't even realize. Like me saying you will lend, not borrow. I feel like a lot of you are like, me? I would never have that kind of power. I'm just not powerful in that way. But you are. You guys need to learn to reside in an abundant energy and embrace your inner power and let that out, because you have so much inside of you waiting to come out, is what Spirit is telling me. Other cards we got a bunch. Anxiety, fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, attachment reverse, angel of balance, so balance again, and financial constraints. you guys are going through it. I was like expecting these piles to be a little more cheerful, but I actually think this is probably one of the most powerful positive readings you could get, even though it may not seem that way right now. But what I'm getting is that this energy is being powerfully transformed and shifted and healed. Fourth chakra Archangel Raphael, he is the angel of healing. And so he is going to come into this situation and work his magic and heal it. Raphael can heal anything, and he is the master healer. And so, you know, there may have been issues that you guys had been plagued through from childhood. Maybe some of you, I could see some of you maybe suffered some kind of abuse, be it, you know, emotional, physical, verbal, sexual, any kind of abuse. And I feel like some of that is going to start being transmuted into light. You know, I have been thinking for a while about making a video about how to transmute trauma, and it's like, oh wow, that's why Spirit brought it to mind, because I feel like that's what you guys are going to do, is because, you know, trauma, I know, can be so difficult to deal with. Like, seriously, it is just one of the most difficult things that a person can go through. Especially anything that, you know, comes from childhood or at any stage. Any kind of real trauma is just horrific. But we really do have the power to transmute it. And it's not to say you brush it under the rug or you pretend it didn't happen, but you can take that darkness and turn it into light. You know what I mean? You can take something bad that happened to you, and you truly can make yourself empowered from it and be like, it's not going to hold me back. You may have tried, but you're not going to. And whatever you did to me doesn't define me in the slightest. It defines you, that you acted that way. It doesn't define me. I mean, it had nothing to do with me. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and to have the bad luck of being around you, but it does not define me. And I feel like some of this you guys have taken personally, taken it into your heart of like, well, maybe I deserve to be treated that way, or maybe, you know, I did something wrong, or maybe I'm not that smart, or maybe I'm not that special. And deep down, there's this feeling of like, you guys are not owning how beautiful and amazing you are. And I think that that is going to be starting to be shifted. I feel, Spirit, I'm getting chills. This is such an amazing reading. I'm really so happy for you guys. I feel like a lot of the areas of your life that for you have been really hard, where maybe it's felt like you guys have been kind of pounding your head against the wall, you know, or trying to get through this door and it's just closed and it's just closed. And some of these things are going to start shifting and changing. I would encourage you guys to pray to Archangel Raphael. You know, it really doesn't matter what religion you are. You can pray to Archangel Raphael and he will help all of us. That's why the angels were put on earth, to help humans, because God loves us. We are made in the image of God. So whatever religion you guys have, you can ask Raphael for help and ask him to shift the energy in you. Ask him to transmute the pain and, you know, turn it into strength on your part, to heal and release any cords attachments you may have to any abusive people or people who aren't treating you right. There are prayers you can look up online, and you can also ask Archangel Michael with his sword of light, because he has a sword. He is like the protector angel, and he's great for cutting cords. So if you have any energetic ties to people who are abusive or were abusive to you in the past, you can ask Archangel Michael to come in and with his sword of light to slice those and block those connections, and he will do it. So you can Google that. You know, there's certain prayers you can say that are kind of specifically written for that, like incantations that will really work and be very effective. And I've used them and they work amazingly well. And so, you know, again, it doesn't matter what religion, whether you're Christian, whatever you guys are, you can access these angels. So they're for all of us. And I think that would be really great for you guys, because I do feel like you guys are going to be doing powerful work. Like, this isn't just like, oh, you guys are going to apply for a new job and get it. This is like a whole mindset shift, and it's so powerful and so amazing. And with the third eye chakra, I really feel like this is a spiritual change. And you guys, this is such a deep process. Also with Angel of Balance, so many angels are coming up in this reading just to let you know that they are really with you and watching over you during this process. Don't worry that you are alone or that like, I don't know if I can do this, because what I'm hearing is that they are going to do it, a lot of the work for you. This is the wonderful thing that happens when we ask the angels for help. I mean, it's so funny because I was just thinking of this before I started this reading, and it's always funny how you get visions of stuff before the reading actually starts, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's why that came up. But I had the hardest time blocking an ex. Like, I tried everything. I tried cord cutting. I tried other rituals and stuff, and nothing worked. Everyone said, try this, try that. Nothing worked. And I finally asked Archangel Michael if he could block this person's spiritual connection to me, because I was like, I really am done, and I just would like you to block this person's energy. And nothing had worked at all, and I could not get away from this person's energy. And suddenly it was like gone, not even a trace. That's how powerful these angels are. And I didn't even have to really do anything. I just asked, you know. It's funny because people will tell you like, oh, do this and do that and do this at the right time astrologically, and you know, that stuff does work. But sometimes when we need the big guns, the angels are the ones to go to, and then you don't even really have to do anything. So it's like a total win-win. So I would say ask these angels for help, because I really think the angels, they are going to be working for you. I see this more as like, you guys don't even need to do stuff. I mean, you can help this along by directly asking your angels for help and doing other stuff to, you know, work on your healing. Sometimes you can purchase healing oils online that you can, you know, anoint yourself with to put you in that energy, because that's kind of calling up Raphael anyway. But you know, just you guys, I feel like a lot of this work is going to be done by your angels. Like, y'all can just kind of sit back and relax, because they have got this, and they just want you to go along with the process and not be afraid when it comes up. Sometimes when we lose toxic people, I mean, toxic people, surprise, surprise, tend to act toxic. So when we start cutting them out, they're not exactly like, oh, well, you know what, I understand you need to heal, and, you know, I want you to do what's best for you, and I love you so much, and I totally am down to talk whenever you want to, but I respect you. That's not going to happen, right? With a toxic person, a lot of times there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of blaming, there's a lot of, you know, gaslighting. And so I feel like for some of you, not all, because for some of you, I feel like this may have been something that happened way in the past. For others of you, if you're still in contact with this person or persons, I feel like there may be like conflict on the way out, and it may be really difficult for you, and there may be a lot of doubt of like, you know, did I do something? Was it my fault? You know, I feel like that may be a pattern that you have been shifted into. Maybe you're the scapegoat of your family, or you're in a relationship with someone who kind of gaslights you. But I do feel like, you know, that stuff is going to continue at the end. It's not going to be like they roll out the red carpet for you and are super understanding. That would be great if toxic people would do that, but it's just not the case. So I do feel like, you know, it is going to worry you, but the angels are going to give you signs along the way that like, no, you're on the right path. This is the right thing for you guys to leave. With attachment reversed, I do think they're saying they want to cut off these attachments. They want to free you of these bonds, these chains that you guys have. They want you to be free, because I feel like in a way some of you have been chained to this situation for a really long time, and it's time for you guys to be free. That's the disgusting thing about trauma, is the people who did the crime, who should be the ones who get troubled by it, a lot of times, you know, they just live their life or whatever and they forget about it, and then the person that was on the receiving end is the one that has to carry that burden. And it's the opposite. And you guys should not be carrying someone else's burdens for their actions or their toxic behavior or their toxic thinking or their lack of self-worth or their traumas from childhood that they carried on, whatever. The point is, it's not yours to carry, and it's time to put it down and see what you can do for your life. And that's what I'm so excited for you guys. If some of you have been financially really broke, I'm hearing that it's because of this situation. And and this mindset and this kind of role that you were shifted into. And so I'm hearing that this shift and change is going to lead to financial abundance. I'm hearing that for some of you, that is like a dream, like a pipe dream. Like you're like, huh? Or it's like me telling you like, so in 2 days, you're going to turn into a green dragon. You're going to sprout scales and start breathing fire. And you're just like, okay, impossible. That would never happen to me. I will never be financially wealthy. But with financial constraints reversed and Queen of Pentacles, I really do think for many of you, this is going to lead you into a path of abundance. I'm hearing that for so many of you, you're way more competent and smarter than you realize. And once you're freed from these relationships or this trauma, whatever this negative energy is that is afflicting you, it's like you're going to be, the sky is the limit. And a lot of times, I'm going to be honest, these kinds of changes that are so soul deep and are transmuting, negative energy that took place over years and maybe generational or ancestral trauma, a lot of times these may take years to fully coalesce into place and for you to fully reach that final point, Z destination of being the Queen of Pentacles, right? So you're going to have to go from A to whatever, maybe not Z, but maybe like K, and you're going to have to go through B, D, C, and all the rest. And so it may not happen like overnight, but I feel that that is strongly the path you guys are going to be on. And I feel like by the end, you guys are going to have this journey that ends up giving you guys the kind of life that you only dreamed about. That maybe, when you were little and you would look into other houses or something and you would pass by and think like, wow, that family looks so perfect. I wish mine could be that way. You're going to have that kind of family. You're going to have like a beautiful, the house from Home Alone. That house is so pretty, at least in my opinion. I love that house. Like, it's like, in retrospect, it's like, oh, he was making bank. I mean, what was he doing? Because as a kid, you just see it and you're like, oh, okay, nice house. But when you get older and you think about a mortgage, you're like, whoa, that was probably expensive. But I feel like you guys are going to end up in a house like that or a situation like that where it's like family and beautiful situations and you guys are just going to have a really stress-free life. I see this a lot in people that, have heavy Saturn in their early part of their chart and just heavy Saturn in general, or people that have a lot of hardships as children. Sometimes it can go either way. And this is where the freedom of choice takes place. People can choose to re-echo that toxic behavior and may adapt it themselves and maybe become abusive or become a narcissist or become whatever negative energy. And then there's the other route where you choose to move away from that. And sometimes people, they may not become the narcissist or the abuser, but they stay trapped in that dance. They stay trapped around that person and they never move out. That's the real tragedy. Right now, it may seem hard that you guys are having to go through this process of leaving, but this is such a blessing. You guys should be screaming from the rooftops with joy that this cycle is being ended for you because, like I said, it is so powerful and so many people stay trapped in these kinds of trauma energies for the rest of their life. And I feel like so what I have seen is when there is someone that kind of actively chooses to move out of the abusive energy they grew up around or that they were faced with in a relationship, whatever, whenever it came into their life, they'll make an active choice that like, I'm not going to adapt that. And I reject that. And I, as I always say, when I hate an energy coming into my life, I say I rebuke it. And it's like, that's what the energy is. It's like, I rebuke it. I do not accept this. I get it away from me. And they choose to stay firm and do all the work and unearth it. And it's like they move into the most calm, beautiful energy that you could ever imagine. Way more calm than like anyone else who, even the people who grew up with no trauma, because these people have been through so much that it's like they truly appreciate every moment. You know what I mean? They don't take it for granted and they end up having these beautiful, peaceful lives. And they also know like red flags to look for. So they don't end up getting sucked into someone else, another toxic person. They're like, I've dealt with you before. So I feel like by the time you guys end this cycle, it's just going to be so beautiful. I'm seriously so happy about this. Okay, so we got the fates and time to go. So it is time. I'm getting chills. Like, wow, it is time for you guys to end this. If you guys have been, I feel like you guys know that though. I feel like many of you have been stuck in a cycle, maybe of not having enough money, or maybe it's just like, oh my God, why are all my relationships so toxic? Or why does, my boyfriend treat me so badly? Or why am I always arguing with my, mom? And it's just like you're sick of the pain, and you know that you want this to end out of your life. And I feel like your guides have heard it, and they know it too. And in a way, sometimes they'll bring you to the edge. They'll bring you to like that moment of, I can't take it anymore, so they'll ramp it up towards the end because they're like, see, because they know they have to teach you that lesson. Otherwise, for those of us who are very soft, forgiving hearts, I know I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm going to end a friendship, even now, I try to like learn it now, so I'm better at it now. But for the longest time, if I was going to end a relationship, it had to be like crashed and burned and no survivors. It had to be like Armageddon, and so for me, I learned now to listen a little bit earlier before it gets to that point. But sometimes if that's how you need to receive the message, that's what they'll do. And they will make it so that it is a big blowout or something that you really can't ignore. So for those of you who, are resistant to it, I think that's something you should be aware of. The more you're willing to accept it and go along with the timing and trust spirit and be like, okay, I don't know what you're really going to do. I don't know the path, but I trust you. The easier it will be. And the quicker you learn to just listen to them and leave behind the things they want you to discard, the quicker and easier it will be. But I mean, either way, however this happens, it is fated, and this is supposed to take place. This is all divinely orchestrated. So this is a really beautiful energy, and you guys don't have anything to worry about with this. Even if it's a bumpy road in the meantime, it's going to be so amazing long term. So we also got storm fields, rock bottom, and home. So home is making me think of that comment I made a little earlier about the house from Home Alone. And just, I feel like you guys are going to create a home for yourselves. I feel like some of you guys have been in very unstable living situations or close relationships where you just never really felt safe. You never really felt a sense of like, I can relax. Okay, I'm safe and I'm good. I'm protected. So sometimes when we're going through that, it can be good to have a mantra of I am safe and protected, and trying to do things. Also, you could look up how to stimulate the vagus nerve and other things. But you want to start giving your body a sense of safety. But I feel like this is going to just happen naturally, a part of the process of you being removed from this situation. Like, this is going to take you out of the chaos you guys have been in. And you may feel like this is an endless cycle, but it's really not. And again, I just want to say and commend how important this is. I'm thinking of someone I know who's in their like 70s and still in a toxic living situation with someone. And it is so sad, and it just never ends. And you may think that it's going to end, and it never does. It's the same cycle all over and over. I think anyone who's had any kind of experience with abusive people will know that cycle where it's like they pretend like they're gonna get better. So there's lots of promises, and then you're like, okay, you trust again. Then it kind of starts ramping up, and you're like, well, okay, well, I'm trying to be nice. So they were being nice. Maybe it'll go back. And then another really mean event, and then the apology. And like, it's just such a pattern of abuse, which I think you can look up videos online about it, or, information about the cycle, because it's very well documented. And I just, it is so toxic to be stuck in that little tornado like you see here. And I feel like that's where you guys have been. You just had to tolerate this over and over and over, and it's just never ended. And it's about to end, and that's what's so amazing. Again, I got chills. Again, I never get chills during readings, so this is really special, you guys. So even though I feel like in a way you're already at rock bottom, some of you, like this has been, whether you realize it or not, I feel like you'll actually look back, even if things temporarily were to get worse, like maybe, you had to leave a living situation and you have to temporarily move into like a place that is really, difficult, or have a roommate or something, and you haven't had a roommate in years, and you're like, well, this is worse off. I feel like you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my God, that was the best thing I ever did. You're going to look back as the time you're in now when you were stuck as rock bottom. No matter what else is going on, like you're going to look back and be like, wow, I can't believe I had to deal with that, and I can't believe I, lived that way, because your next life is going to be so serene and so beautiful. Like, not next life as in after this lifetime. I mean, the next, but it's funny that I said that. I mean, this life, like the life you're living now, but it's going to be so different that it almost seems like a totally new life. It's so funny that slip of the tongue happened. So I'm not saying, so I mean this lifetime. I don't mean, that you're going to reincarnate or something. I mean that it's going to be this life, but it's just going to be so different that you're not even going to recognize, or even like, it's going to seem like a different person. Really, that's what I keep getting, is you're going to look back like, oh my God, that was my life? Like, huh? It's kind of like, how you'll read a story about someone in another country and they have a really different life than you. Maybe they just have a totally different routine, or they live in a totally different type of house. And it's like, you can imagine it and you're like, okay, yeah, I would wake up at this time and then I'd eat this. But it just seems so different. It just seems so foreign, And I feel like that's going to be you looking back at your past life. You're at this life now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I remember when I was so stressed, and I remember when I was full of tension, and oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not in that anymore. So it's going to be truly a huge change. So final cards we got. The Star, so amazing. We got the 9 of Swords. We got the 3 of Swords, and we got the 5 of Swords. So a lot of swords, and I'm really feeling like with the swords, I do think, first of all, it's going to happen quickly. And also, I keep getting that cord cutting. Like, I really feel like Saint Michael is going to be watching over you as well, and going to be cutting a lot of these cords, and they're just going to kind of fall off. And again, I really would urge you guys, if if you could do other cord cutting rituals if you don't really feel comfortable working with the angels, but they really are so powerful. I would look up, asking Saint Michael to cleanse you of all old attachments that are no longer serving you, and you can look up prayers that are very specifically worded that will help you with that, because I just think that will expedite this process and make it easier for you, because sometimes, especially for those of us who are psychically sensitive, we'll be able to feel the rage of like an angry narcissist or an angry abuser that no longer has you in their clutches and is really mad that someone took their toy away, and so you might feel that psychic like energy being directed at you, and once you've cut the cords, you're no longer going to feel it as strongly at all. In fact, I mean, for me, I asked for a full block with this person I was cutting out of my life, and I don't feel their energy at all. And I used to feel their energy from sunrise to sundown, 24/7. So if they can cut that person out of my life, then they can cut anyone. So ask them to block these people, or to just cut all cords that are no longer serving you. You can be specific if you want, or you can just ask them to cut the cords that don't serve you. But I just really feel like that would expedite things and just make it easier, because I do think some of you are very sensitive people that have been through a lot and are kind of empathic, and it's like, I know it's going to be difficult for you. Like, you're so sweet and so sensitive that even if this person treated you so badly, you'll still be like, oh, I don't want to hurt them. And so, that's not a burden for you guys to carry. So also with the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, they are talking about, difficulty, and about you guys kind of having sleepless nights, and about a lot of pain. But I feel like a lot of that has already been going on. I feel like that is current energy that is happening for you. It's not necessary. I do feel like for some of you, this may be a bumpy road. It may be difficult at first. But the great thing about the Star is kind of that, I always think it's like, how in the olden days, the star, people would navigate by the stars, and like they would head towards like the North Star. And they didn't know what they were gonna see or what they were gonna come across, or if they were gonna hit a forest or a lake or a river. They just knew they just had to keep moving towards that North Star. You know what I mean? And they just knew it was just one step at a time, and whatever comes up, I'm going to get through it, but I got to go north. And that's kind of what is going to be going on with you. This is a journey that you guys, I feel like, intuitively will feel protected and intuitively will know that this is for your best interest. And that's what the star is confirming, is that you do have a bright future. And that's literally what it says on this card. I love the wording here. It says, have faith, the future is bright, dreams come true, positive changes that bring an end to challenging times, the light at the end of the tunnel. So really, like with the Queen of Pentacles and the Star, they just are confirming for me, because at first with some of these cards I was like, oh, this is really negative, like, but I can feel intuitively, and also from these powerful supportive cards that have come out, that this is going to be a very positive change. This is going to be your chains being unshackled. I can see someone with like chains on their wrists, like being released, you know? And so this is really beautiful. I know it may be painful in the meantime, but know that the final outcome is going to be so amazing. And I feel like you guys are going to be so overjoyed that you went through this and that you allowed this process to take place. Oh my God, I decided to shuffle one more card for you guys, and you guys got the Sun, and I did not make that up. I was like, let me just pull one more card. So yeah, this is really a positive outcome. I just wanted to confirm, like I was like, I need to make sure that I'm reading this correctly, and they did confirm. So this is going to be so positive. The Sun is such a positive card. It is the source of all light in our universe. And it just shows that you guys are going to be going into a period of massive blessings and just feeling on top of the world and just really being so powerful. The Sun is also power. It's, you know, it gives us all the power. I think they, you know, like all the Sun controls like everything, right? Like it controls, I don't know. I don't know enough about like the earth, but I know that the Sun, you need the Sun for literally everything. And so that's the thing is this is just going to be so positive for you guys. You guys have no reason to fear. You're being divinely watched over by angels, and you can invoke them if you want more help or to feel them closer, or asking them for signs to confirm, or just asking them for signs of support, and they will give you them. But know that you guys, this is a powerful transmuting process. I got so many chills this time during this reading, which never really happens for me. So this is just such a powerful change in your life, and you guys really deserve that. And maybe that could also be another mantra for you to say, is like, I deserve it. I deserve beautiful things. I deserve to be happy. Because I feel like somewhere along the way someone convinced you you didn't deserve to be happy, and like you just have to tolerate this, and you don't. That's the thing. You don't. You deserve a happy life just as much as anyone else does. And that should be your soul's concern, not dealing with someone else's garbage that they never fixed from their childhood or whatever. It's not yours to carry, and you need to focus on your destiny, your journey. That's another thing the Star talks about, is destiny. So you guys, I do feel, have a beautiful, powerful destiny that is going to give you guys so much satisfaction. I just see you guys being so calm and having this like, I don't know, just calm energy. Like just, you guys are just going to have like this blissful, beautiful life. So this is what you guys have coming towards you. I don't know how long it's going to take for some of you, because this is a big change, but this is the change that is coming into your life. So this is amazing, you guys. You have so much to look forward to, and I feel honored to even be able to read this for you guys. So please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I'm really sending you guys extra love, because I know y'all are going through it, but it's a powerful journey you're on. So please let me know if it resonated, guys, and also make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I will be back soon for another reading, and again, sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, and I really mean it, guys. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile 2. So if you guys got this purple donut, this is going to be your reading. This one looks really good. It might be, I don't know, berry flavored, but I love the sprinkled details, and there is like the baking, I guess, discoloration. I don't know what to call it, but it looks like it was baked underneath. So yeah, they did a great job on these. Let's get right into your reading. Oh, and I do have poison ivy on my hands. I mentioned that a few days ago, so excuse the band-aids, and I'm sorry I always have like these hand issues lately, but hopefully they'll be fixed soon. So anyway, we got the King of Wands reversed, got the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Chariot, the Five of Wands reversed, the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Fool. So this is such an interesting spread. You guys got so many king cards, two of which are reversed. But I do feel like you guys are going to have some kind of a major change coming into your life. I do feel like ultimately it's going to lead to abundance with the King of Pentacles. I also feel like there just may have been like some dysfunctional routines some of you guys have been stuck in. And this is going to be like a new start. Maybe some of you guys procrastinate or haven't been as disciplined as you could have been with the King of Wands and the King of Swords in reverse. I wonder, and the King of Pentacles upright, I wonder if sometimes maybe some of you guys have been too rash to like rush into a situation, and like, you know, something small happens and you're ready to pop off and you're ready to fight, or the opposite where you're like very conflict avoidant, you're very like, I don't know what to say, you're very like, you know, parsing your words and kind of like obsessing over that. And I feel like that is going to change, and you guys are going to move into an energy that's a lot more sure of yourself and a lot more certain. So I feel like ultimately that path, like with the Chariot, it's going to start coming in pretty soon. And then with the King of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, it bodes really well for like the long-term success of whatever you guys are working on. For some of you, it is going to lead to like public acclaim, maybe some kind of public attention. But I just feel like there's going to be a shift in how you guys manage a lot of your day or like routine. Like I feel like maybe for some of you it's going to be getting a new schedule, becoming a lot more disciplined about waking up at a certain time, or about, you know, making sure that like whatever is finished before you go to bed. Like, you know, if you guys have been the type to be like, okay, well, I am going to, you know, I needed to do my homework, but I really want to watch this TV show, so I'm just gonna watch the show. Like that type of energy is going to shift, and you're going to become a lot more diligent and a lot more careful about getting everything done. So other cards we got, let's start from this pile. We got Milk and Honey, To the Sea, and Chop Wood. So I do feel like this journey is about putting in the work a little bit. So this, for some of you, could be like a new endeavor, a new financial endeavor, a new business. I see you guys moving into the energy of being really willing to put in the work. With the King of Pentacles, that's all about like, he's very patient and kind of slow and steady, and he's willing to take his time, whatever it takes. You know, I always say there is a reason why Mars is exalted in Capricorn. It's because Capricorn is very slow and steady, the mountain goat. And some people, you know, might think that the lion would be the best Mars placement because it's fearsome and it's tough. But the mountain goat is actually where it gets exalted, because the mountain goat just climbs to the top of a mountain by taking one step at a time. Like just, and it's not an intimidating necessarily looking animal, and yet they get to the top. And it's all about, you know, being willing to put one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, and not getting like impatient. The King of Wands can sometimes talk about impatience, or like it needs to happen now. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to shift in your vision, and this is going to be very productive for you and lead you to long-term success. So there's going to be some kind of a change I'm seeing for a lot of you in your routine. Like maybe you guys, you know, are used to eating unhealthily, and maybe you guys will shift your diet and start eating organic and non-GMO, which everyone really should. If you look at like the Roundup, you know, they're doing all those lawsuits because Roundup like kills people, and that's what's sprayed on non-organic food. So like be careful. I'm just gonna say that, but obviously eat whatever feels good to you guys. But I do feel like some of you might make those shifts where you're like, you know, I really want to value my body, and I really want to make sure I'm feeling my absolute best. So whatever that means for you, or whatever body type you feel best at, I feel like some of you guys might make shifts and maybe, you know, decide to work out more often, or decide to get like a routine going, or decide to shift what you're eating or whatever, but or maybe like, maybe like with lockdowns and stuff, maybe you've just been kind of lounging around the house and like just wearing the same clothes day after day, and you're gonna get into a routine of like waking up at 8 a.m. and taking a shower and like putting on some makeup, or getting dressed for the day. Like, I feel like there is going to be just more productivity, and it's going to be something that you guys are going to embrace. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh, I have to wake up at 8 a.m. and I have to take a shower. It's going to be like, oh, yes, okay, it's 8 a.m., time to wake up. And there's going to be a big mindset shift, which is often something you see from entrepreneurs and successful people. Like, you'll be like, I don't know why. Like, I think someone made a post a long time ago. I don't remember what it was. I think it was a joke, but they were like, there's no one, or maybe I just made this up. I don't know. But like, someone said something like, there's no one as happy as like an influencer making like a green smoothie in the morning. But it's true, right? Like, I mean, I make smoothies, and honestly, when I am like in my health grind, I feel really good, And of course, to each your own, but I do feel like there's something to be said for being productive, and for really that kind of creates like this abundance. When you feel good in your body, when you feel good about your day, and when you're like, okay, I checked this off, I did that, it kind of builds on itself. It creates the same energy, and it's easier for you when you're like, oh, well, I just did the laundry. Even though that's some tiny thing, it's easier to tackle like the bigger projects, like that work project that maybe you were putting off. So yeah, I feel like you guys are just going to come into, with Milk and Honey, that's also talking about money and abundance. So I do feel like you guys are going to be moving into more of a luxurious or abundant kind of energy. So we also got positive movement forward, universe, hope, foundations and achievements, and triumphant success. I think this was supposed to be upright. And all of these decks are supposed to be read upright. And for me, it's definitely resonating as upright. So I do feel like you guys definitely, this is going to be about like a new start for you guys, a new fresh start, especially with the Fool, and ultimately one that leads to financial stability. I do feel like there is like this stable energy coming in, like people really glorify, those lottery winners, or someone that just randomly comes into cash for some crazy reason. But the truth is, like, I think most people that end up to be financially successful, they are the type to work hard, slow and steady. Capricorn is exalted in Mars is exalted in Capricorn. I keep saying it, but it's such a great mantra to remind yourself, because to me that really just means like, Capricorn is all about like just getting it done, and it really no frills, and just being very disciplined. And I think that's a big part of success. And I've said this before on my channel, but people, talk about manifestation, and manifestation totally is creating a vision board and, maybe doing a full moon thing or whatever. But it's also about waking up at a certain time and doing the work and committing to it and being like, I am going to get it done no matter what. I mean, for me, like, I have poison ivy, but I'm still doing these readings. Like, that is like committing to something and following through is a really powerful energy to align yourself with, And I feel like you guys are going to be in that energy where you're just not going to let anything hold you back. And it's going to really open things up for you in a really positive way. So we also got 7th chakra Archangel Uriel, 5th chakra Archangel Gabriel, Door to Romance, The Thinking Man reversed, and All Tied Up. So this is really interesting. I feel like, first of all, a lot of your spiritual team is watching over you with Uriel and Gabriel coming out. I do feel like you guys have powerful support from the other side that is helping you in this process and journey. Like, this is a powerful shift in your life. And I feel like some of you guys may have been in energy that was kind of not dysfunctional, but maybe like it might have been a situation where you were like, I just feel like I can't get ahead, or I just don't know why this isn't working out, or I just don't know why, all my bosses get mad at me. I feel like I'm doing my best or something. And I feel like there's just going to be a powerful mindset shift, especially with the Thinking Man, where you're suddenly going to be like, oh, I could really I could really do this way, and that will make all the difference, you know? And with door to romance, I feel like ultimately this could lead to some kind of love situation or some kind of romance, or especially because we also got foundations and achievements, which is like the happy family card. And I feel like this is going to end up with you being able to manifest the kind of life you want. If you want a husband or a wife and kids and like the picket fence and like the dog, the golden retriever, like you're going to be able to manifest that because you guys are going to be so disciplined that you're going to be able to get whatever you want. Like it's like that Ariana Grande song, I think it's Seven Rings, where she says, I want it, I got it. I'm hearing that in my head. So I feel like you guys are going to move into a more prosperous, abundant energy. And it's going to be as a result of this mindset shift. I keep getting like mental energy, and we've gotten the Ace of Swords and the Thinking Man. I really feel like, and we got the Knight of Swords reverse and King of Swords. What they're telling me is like there was something with your thinking that just wasn't complete. It wasn't like you were messed up in the head or something, but I do feel like you are going to have a better mindset. You guys are going to shift your ideas of things, and that is going to change everything. That's going to make it a lot easier. I know for me, like I used to hate waking up early, and now I really enjoy it. Whenever I'm up early, I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I didn't get the full 8 hours of sleep, but you know, I love watching the sunrise. And it's so funny how like just shifting the way you think about something can shift honestly your whole day. I know that's so cliche, but it's true, you know? And when you wake up and you're like excited and you are committed to something, it really just makes everything so much easier. So we got a bunch of cards in this pull. We got action, diligence, love, transformation, and fulfillment. So they are confirming with door to romance and love that there is a romantic relationship that is going to come in as a result of this, which is kind of funny because I don't really associate like this kind of a mindset shift with love, but it makes sense because I do feel like a lot of the people, like that comes up in a lot of my readings where people can't be together because of money, or because one person is so focused on their job or stressed out about their job, you know, that it creates a lot of problems. When that area of your life becomes really smooth, you can really start thinking about like, well, what do I want in a partner? What do I like? What will I tolerate? And you can also just financially afford to like go out to the nice restaurants and buy the nice dress and buy the nice shoes, or, you know, if you're the guy, take her out to the restaurant, like, and pay for, you know, the most expensive bottle of champagne or whatever, you know. But you guys that is going to go a lot smoother for you. And now that you're in this successful mindset, it's going to be like, oh, okay, and now what, you know? So your shift is going to be able to move on to other aspects of your life now that you're not kind of stuck up in this energy of like not having everything mentally worked out, I don't know, with like your job or whatever. Like I feel like your mindset is going to shift and put you in just a productive mode at all times. I feel like with diligence and action, like this is learning about how to stay in that productive energy. You know, you'll hear, or there's like a book or something called like the secrets of highly productive people, or the master productive person, or I mean, those are not like book titles, those are horrible book titles, but like I feel like that will be you guys will be one of those people that it's like, or you know the saying that people say like Beyonce has the same amount of hours in her day as you do, and it'll be like you're that person that people look to where they're like, hey, if Sarah can do it, then I can do this little thing because she has so much on her plate and she handles it so easily. So it's really going to be a transformation for you mentally where you're just suddenly like, oh, this is actually, I enjoy it, you know? I think a lot of people say that like if you find what you love, you won't work a day in your life. Maybe some of you guys have been really concerned or worried about finding out your passion or finding a career for you, and it's like, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe that, maybe this. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of mental clarity that comes in for you guys. I'm just seeing like a mindset shift. And if there's been mental tension or anxiety or other issues you guys have been dealing with, I feel like a lot of those are going to just fall away really easily. Again, with so many angels coming in. It's going to be guided by the angels, and they're going to make this happen a lot easier. It's like, I don't feel like you guys are going to have to do a ton of work. I don't feel like you guys are going to have to like, okay, like, you know, sometimes during these I will give tips like, okay, so I feel like you guys should start an exercise regime, or I feel like you guys should start this. But I feel like with you, it's going to happen so naturally. The angels are just going to like align you with that way of thinking and do all the work for you. So yeah, it's like you guys don't even need to be like sweating about it, because I think it's just going to happen so easily. You know how sometimes like, I don't know, you'll be stressing about someone you're into romantically or something, and then just one day you just wake up and you're like, oh, I just don't really care anymore. And you're like, that's so weird, because like just last week I was thinking about them all the time and like I just don't care. Or like you'll get that validation or something from someone you wanted it from, like, you know, maybe you had like a frenemy or someone who was always shady to you, and then one day they're like, hey, I just want you to know how much I respect you. Or I don't know, like something happens, or they get drunk and they tell you, you know, that like you're actually so cool and that they've been jealous. And even though you're like, I know at one point in my life I would have really cared, I just don't anymore. Like I really just do not care. Couldn't care less if I tried. And I feel like that is going to happen with you guys, where your whole mentality is going to shift, and all this stuff that to a lot of people may seem really difficult, like waking up early or putting in the work or getting your career off the ground, is just going to become like second nature for you and very smooth sailing. So we also got strength, Golden Palace, and Mountain. And also I want to talk about fulfillment. So they're just confirming there's been a lot of cards about fulfillment and also about wealth, which also comes up with the Golden Palace. So you guys really are going to be very fulfilled at the end of this. You guys are going to be very satisfied with these changes. This is not going to be a change that happens where you're like, you know, you're suddenly miserable, or you'll hear stories about people who work all the time and they're really hating their life, they're hating their job, they're not fulfilled, they're, you know, maybe they have kids but they never get to see their kids or something like that. And that is not going to be the case for you. You guys are going to be really happy with this. With strength coming up again, it keeps reminding me of Mars and Capricorn, and I just feel like you guys are going to feel so strong after this. Some of you, it may be physical strength, and again, like a workout routine or something. I just feel like you guys are going to be in that energy of like someone that, you know, wakes up at 6 a.m. and has a protein shake or has like eggs or some super healthy breakfast and gets right to work. And you know, you kind of look at those people when you're younger like, how do you even do that? But that's gonna be so easy for you. Some of you guys might start like a fitness Instagram or a fitness social media, TikTok, or maybe you'll start just doing dance routines from those places I'm getting. And I feel like that would be really great and be really successful, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that look to you like, well, how do they do this? Or how do they stay in such great shape? Or how do they seem so happy? So it's like, if you could share your wisdom with the world, I think a lot of people would be interested in watching it, because I think whether you share it or not, you're gonna have people staring at you like, how does this person have this schedule and they're doing so well, you know? And you guys are going to get abundance from this shift. So that's coming up again with the Golden Palace. There is going to be a culmination of money. So this is going to lead to like the cash flow. I think it's going to lead to like a whole family money situation where like you guys will have the whole 9 yards, where you'll have the good family and you'll have the money if you want a family. But it definitely is going to lead to like romance and a partner. Sometimes when you get more money or you kind of level up in your career, you have access to like, not to sound snobby or something, but you know, kind of higher caliber people, like other people who are very disciplined and other people who have their ish figured out. You know what I mean? Sorry about that, guys. I forgot I didn't have my microphone in, but I think it sounded okay, but it's in now. So anyway, let's continue with the reading. But yeah, so I just feel like this is going to somehow expose you guys to romance. It could be that maybe you guys will be going on business trips. I feel like for some of you, you guys will be like traveling and maybe meeting like glamorous other types of people. Again, I feel like also just having money, you know, it makes dating a lot easier, and the money money that you guys are going to be bringing in and the schedule. I also feel like people are going to be attracted to the fact that you're busy. You know, they say like play hard to get or act busy, but you're going to be like actually hard to get, because you guys are going to have this like amazing routine and this really beautiful lifestyle that you're really happy about. Like you guys are not going to, you know, be like sitting at home lonely, just bored on a Friday night. You're going to have like a million things going on and be really in love with your life. And whenever someone's in that energy, I think that is the perfect energy for romance to come in. So it doesn't surprise me that you did get romance cards, although I think that that's not the focus of this, you know, change. The change is going to bring in a romance as a consequence, but what's really the meat of this is going to be this mindset shift that's happening for you. And many of you guys might meet this new person at work, or maybe if you guys start those social media pages, maybe they will be checking out your Instagram or your TikTok, or maybe, you know, you will meet them at the gym or at some healthy restaurant or something. But I just feel like this new routine you're going to be in is really going to expose you to someone that, you know, you will feel a romantic spark with, for sure. So we also got the Four of Pentacles, the Dreamer, which corresponds to the Fool. We got the Three of Wands. We got Renewal, which corresponds to the Judgment card. We got the Three of Cups, and we got the Two of Cups. So wow, the Two of Cups is talking once again about love, and the Three of Cups is talking just about like a celebration. So I really feel like this is just going to be such a happy long-term change for you guys. And with the Fool, again, it is going to be such a new start. Like, even though this is just a kind of like, you might think like, well, oh, so it's just a mental shift. Like, that's not that exciting. This is going to really shift everything in your life. Like I was saying in a reading the other day, that I think when I started committing to like working out and stuff, that really changed a lot for me, where, you know, it really transmuted so much negative energy. And when I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get up and do this workout even when I don't want to, not even talking about physically but mentally, it just really made such a change for me, you know. And I just really started seeing other things shift in my life. So it's so funny how one mental shift can just change everything and move everything forward. And I really feel like that's what's going to happen with you guys. You guys are also going to come into, I think, a lot of money because of this, and going to be able to, you're going to be really looked up to, I feel like, in the community, especially because we also got the Six of Wands. Like, I feel like you guys are going, I feel like I just keep getting this aspect of you guys being really looked up to and people really wanting advice from you. So again, it might be as like a fitness influencer or an influencer or some kind of public persona, or it might just be in your friend group. Like, everyone's like, I can't believe the way Erin glowed up. Like, she looks so good, or he looks so good. Like, we should ask them what they did, you know? So I feel like there is going to be this big shift where people view you as like having a ton of respect for you, and they're really going to look up to you, and you guys are going to have, I think, some power. Like, I do think you're going to have financial abundance, which has been indicated in so many cards, and you might be even lending money or giving money to people or giving money to causes or charities. If there are some charities you guys are like passionate about, and maybe you're like, I wish I had the money to give them X amount per month, like, you guys will have that money. You guys are going to be, I feel like, very influential. So also, I feel like you guys, I'm getting this energy of when you say you like a brand, like, it sells out. Or if you tell your friends like, oh, I tried this makeup, they're gonna run out and buy that, you know? Or if you're like, oh, well, I've just been eating this, everyone's gonna suddenly want to go try that. So you guys are going to be very influential and respected. I feel like everyone's gonna kind of want to know what your like secret sauce is. Like, what is this magic that you have, and why do you have your life figured out so well when everyone else is kind of struggling, and there you are with like everything perfect. Like, I feel like you guys are going to be perceived as being very perfect and having everything figured out, and people may not know that you guys, you know, maybe in the past were like a procrastinator, or maybe didn't have everything figured out, or maybe you spent days, you know, where you would just play a video game all day or be online and just kind of wasting away the day. And that's just going to seem so foreign to people. Like, they're going to be like, them? but they're just so perfect, you know? So it's really going to be a total shift. With the renewal card, which corresponds to the judgment card, a lot of that is just about really shifting your life, like shifting your life completely, almost like a resurrection and just a complete change in someone's energy. And we've gotten that over and over in your reading. Like, I feel that this is just going to be so much of a mindset shift that it's crazy. And again, stuff that other people may be bored by, you guys are going to have no problem focusing on it and doing the job well. You guys are going to just be like so diligent. You know, those people that just, you're like, you'll hear their schedule and you're like, oh my God, how do you do that? And everyone's kind of in shock. Like, that's going to be you guys. I just feel like everyone is going to kind of want to know how you did it, what you're doing, what your magic recipe is, because it's going to attract so many other things in life, from the money to the romance. And with the Three of Cups, it's showing me that it's going to be a really joyful relationship. We basically got two cards with the Six of Wands and the Three of Cups that correspond to like big announcements. So again, I don't know if you guys are like a big celebratory public announcement or public party or something. So I feel like, I don't know if, again, you guys are going to be influencers of some kind, or if you guys are going to have a public platform, but there's going to be some kind of celebratory, like really exciting moment for you guys. Can we get some more cards for Spirit just to clarify, or for pile 2, just to clarify, Spirit? Just to make sure that we have the right message coming through. We give a clarifying card. Oh my God. I think I said that you guys got the Ten of Cups. Like, this is so amazing. So this corresponds to this, and like, yeah, exactly. This is what you guys are going to be heading towards. Like, you guys are going to have the whole 9 yards. If you guys want that family or that beautiful life with like a kid and, you know, a dog and like a beautiful house, that's what you guys are going to get. You guys are really laying down the roots for your foundation. And then we got Judgment again. So, wow, that's kind of, I guess, just confirmation. Like, this is going to be a major shift and a major change. And it's funny that popped out, because that is actually the Four of Swords. And with it reversed, a lot of times that indicates the need to get more sleep. But what I'm getting for you guys is, it's like, y'all are not going to need as much sleep. I hate to say that because, you know, obviously sleep has so many amazing health benefits, and it really is important to try to get 8 hours. But I do think that sometimes there are shifts and periods in our life when we just have to like put the nose to the grindstone and work, and, you know, maybe we don't get the 8 hours we want every night, but we just, you know, have to keep going. And I feel like that's the thing, is you guys are going to be so excited by this career that a lot of you guys may not be getting 8 hours a night, but you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so energetic anyway that it's like, you're not going to really need as much sleep, to be honest. Like, I feel like many of you are also going to be really healthy. So it's like you're going to be feeling good, and you might not know like what supplements to take to kind of offset that, or, you know, like if you eat healthy 99% of the time, then, you know, maybe you don't, it's okay if you're not on your sleep grind as much. I mean, really, we should all be sleeping, but you know what I mean? You guys are going to be feeling so good that the sleep is not even going to phase you. I'm getting like entrepreneur life. So maybe many of you are going to become entrepreneurs, or get a business where I feel like you guys are going to be really calling the shots and working at it a day at a time, and you're just gonna really love it. Like, this is going to be a career path that you guys are going to feel so fulfilled by. And I think this is where the energy is coming in, where you don't mind if you miss out on the sleep, or you don't mind if you guys have to be really diligent and put in a lot of work, because you guys are so committed to the end result. You guys are so in love with what you're doing that you're okay. Like, sure, fine, doesn't matter to me, I'll sleep tomorrow, you know? And that is such a powerful energy to be in, that almost always is going to lead to success, like just inevitably, you know what I mean? It doesn't even matter what you're working on. Like, if you just have that attitude, you are going to succeed. And I do feel like we have so many cards indicating that ultimately it's going to lead to success, and not just success, but the success is going to bring in a romantic partner, which is interesting, because usually I feel like the readings a lot of of times, they go in like either or direction. Like, okay, you're going to have the money. And sometimes it can be hard to focus on both because, when you're focusing on getting your money, a lot of times, the partner, like you don't necessarily have time to be going on dates, or your partner is like, hello, why didn't you spend date night with me? We were supposed to go to the restaurant. And, there's like tension about that. Or if you're focusing on love, it's like that can take up your attention, or it's just hard to have both going at the same time. So that's what's kind of really interesting about this is you guys have both, and the success is going to lead to the love. So maybe if you guys have been dating recently and you're just like, I don't like the dating pool, and I just feel like these people don't have their life figured out, and I'm just not vibing with this energy. That could be because Spirit is saving you for these like higher vibration relationships with people who are similarly energetically aligned and who really have their life and their routine figured out. And again, I keep getting an emphasis on health. So your new partner that comes in might also be like a health nut. And a lot of times I think, health nuts like dating each other because they're not going to judge each other when they both order a salad at the dinner table. And so I feel like maybe if you guys do make the shift to your routine, like it might be with a partner that's also very into these subjects, or also likes to wake up early or go to the gym or whatever. And whatever you guys are into, it's fine. Not everyone, likes the same type. But I just feel like you guys are going to really have one of those couples that people look to as like the perfect couple. Like maybe you guys are just going to be a really good looking couple, or like that successful couple. I see like couples on Instagram that are like workout couples, and they're both like fitness influencers, and they'll do like couples workouts where they're like doing push-ups off. She'll do a push-up off his back or something, and it's kind of cute, and you're also kind of like, oh my god, like how are you guys real? Like you're both so good looking, and you guys just both are so like on the ball and have so much energy, and that's going to be like you guys and your partner, I feel. So if that's something you guys want, then that is coming for you. And if it's what you don't want, I feel like your mindset is going to shift and you're going to want it. So get ready for that. You may think like, oh, that's lame now, but I feel like in a couple months, you are going to really, going to like appreciate that, and you guys are going to understand that vibe because you're coming into this super successful kind of like girl boss energy, or I guess like guy boss energy, but just like someone who really just runs their life, is very much in control, and is not dysfunctional, like not like rushing around in a frenzy, and not missing deadlines, and not just being dysfunctional. Like y'all are just gonna have your ish figured out, and I feel like that is going to lead to all these blessings coming in. So I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but with the wands coming in, to me this says that it is going to take, it's not going to take that long. Like I don't feel like it's going to take ages and ages and ages. So I do feel like this shift is going to start happening at least within the next few months. So it's definitely something to look forward to. And I think you guys are going to look back at this pile and be like, oh, wow, that really happened. So please let me know if it resonated, you guys. I love reading all your stories in the comments. So let me know your thoughts. And I will see you in the next reading. I am sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile 3. So if you guys picked this white donut, this is going to be your reading. This would probably be like vanilla flavor would be my guess. I love all the sprinkles, the chocolate detail, and then they did like, shading on the bottom to make it really look cooked. So they did a great job on these. Let's get into your reading. And by the way, I do have some poison ivy on my hands, so don't mind the band-aids. And I'm sorry, I always have something going on with my hands, but just so no one worries. So we got your cards. First one, the Lovers, which is pretty exciting. We got the Magician, Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So I feel like maybe there might have been someone you've been trying to manifest, or you might just become better aware of what you want in a person. Like I feel like this energy is like not putting up with trashy behavior anymore. Like maybe you have been dating F-boys, or people that just don't treat you right, or players, or people who are dishonest dishonest. And this energy is like you coming into a spiritual sense of knowing what you want and knowing what you deserve, and no longer tolerating the bad behavior or the halfway treatment, or like, sorry, I can't come, I'm running late, I forgot, those kinds of like attitudes where someone doesn't prioritize you. You guys are going to know what you deserve, and you're going to know that you deserve the best. Like, I feel like with the 9 of Wands, you guys are going to be putting in work and have been putting in work about glowing up, about realizing your worth, and you're no longer going to be willing to tolerate the bad behavior. You're walking away from the people who don't put their all into relationships or play games or do things halfway. We're done with that, You guys are really moving into your power. We have 2 Queen cards, Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, and the Magician. So this is someone who is extremely empowered, extremely in their own power, and who really has the world at your fingertips. Like, I didn't even know which direction this reading could go in, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups and the Lovers. It's just like, there's so many abundant blessings that like want to come in for you guys. So I feel like to a certain extent, it's your choice kind of which way you take it. But at the same time, I feel like a main priority for you is going to be shifting love. Like, I feel like maybe for some of you, you guys have tolerated bad behavior in relationships, or someone giving halfway. Like, I feel like maybe sometimes there have been dynamics where like someone doesn't text you and you text them back when maybe you deserve more. Or, if you're a girl, like a guy is kind of rude about expecting you to go halfsies on the date and doesn't even offer to pay or whatever. And maybe you want a gentleman who is going to, take out his wallet and be like, absolutely not, you're not paying, So whatever, I feel like you guys are leveling up in terms of wanting more and demanding more. Like, you are not going to tolerate I don't know if this person's into me, they're kind of giving me signs, but kind of not. And you guys are going to really figure out that you guys truly do deserve the best. And it's going to put you on this path to dating people who are a lot more stable, and to being in relationships that are going to be a lot more fulfilling. Like, for some of you, this is going to usher in a soulmate. This is going to usher in like the one. And then for others, I feel like you might be dating, around for a little while, depending on your age too. Like, obviously, if you're younger, you might not even be in that stage of wanting to, marry, settle down right away. I feel like it's really kind of up to this pile, and there's people who maybe are young and wanting to date around, or older people who want to settle, or maybe you're young and you want to settle down, whatever. But the point is that I feel like either way, you're just not going to be tolerating the bad behavior, and you're just not going to be surrounded by these people that don't really have full intentions towards you and really don't have your best interest in heart. Like, I feel like you guys have tolerated people that just aren't giving their all, and you will have to ask your friends, like, is he into me? Does she like me? I don't know. Like, and it's almost like these people aren't making their intentions clear, and they're certainly not prioritizing you. And I feel like if you guys, whether you guys are in the path to meet that soulmate, or whether you guys are on the path to date around for a while, it's going to be with people that treat you right and actually respect you and honor you, And I feel like that is going to give you guys a sense of security, and like your emotions are going to be a lot more satisfied. Like, I feel like you guys, how you'll hear love stories and the person will say like, I didn't even realize what I was tolerating until I met my husband or something, and he just put me first. And I feel like the thing is that it's not to say that like relationships are the be all end all, or that they should define our emotional state, but I do feel like you being treated right by these people is going to give you this sense of well-being. Like, you're not gonna be as stressed. And I feel like a lot of times you are going to be like, I can't believe I spent so much time worrying about like typing out the perfect text message for that guy. Like, he was such a loser, and you are going to look back, and it's going to be such a contrast, because this new change in your life is going to put you in a very empowered place. So even though, again, like relationships shouldn't be, everything to us. I do feel like it's really positive that this is going to kind of shore up your self-worth, and you're going to realize that you deserve more based on these people coming into your life and treating you better. And it's going to be kind of a two-way process where you're going to demand more and you're going to receive more. And this happens a lot with, magician manifestation energy, where you are going to just not energetically vibrate well with these people that want to come in and be flaky and don't really have good intentions. You are going to come into queen energy. And when someone comes to you now with that like halfway interested energy where it's like, hey, would you want to show up to the coffee shop in 5 minutes? I'm free. And you're like, I don't know if you've ever gotten messages like that from like guys. I have, and it's like, no, I don't want to go to the coffee shop with you. Like, what do you mean? I'm busy. Like, why wouldn't you text me in advance for a date? Come on. That is like the gentlemanly behavior. And so I feel like if you guys were settling for something like that, that's going to end, and you guys are just going to lose total interest. There's not even going to be a temptation to go to the coffee shop. You're going to be like, no, and that's it. You're not even going to like type out like, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm busy. You're going to be like, no thanks. And you're not even going to worry what these people think of you, because that's going to be how empowered you are and how much you know that you deserve someone on your level. And yeah, you're not going to want to waste your time. Like, you're going to lose interest as soon as the flakiness shows up. You are only going to demand and accept the best. And I feel like that empowerment is going to spread over into other aspects of your life as well. Since we have the Queen of Pentacles, it's making me think that like this shift in attitude is going to help you in your career as well. I've noticed that for me, where like I'll level up in one area of my life and then another area I level up at the same time. Like, even though I wasn't focused on that area, like when I became more disciplined about working out, my financial situation became better. And at the same time, what I tolerated, I don't generally tolerate super bad behavior from dudes, but I have tolerated bad behavior from like friends. And that started to end, where like if someone, promised to meet me and then they were super late or whatever, I just be like, I'm going home, sorry. And I maybe wouldn't hang out with them ever again. Like I just lost interest. I was like, I have stuff to do and I don't care. Whereas in the past, I probably would have, been like, okay, you're running late. Okay, it's this third time that's happened, but okay, and I just stop tolerating it. And that kind of attitude shift a lot of times will shift everything else. As you feel empowered in one area, you're going to feel more empowered in other areas. And I see that happening for you, where it's kind of like everything's glowing up at the same time, and this focus on what you deserve in love. And I think also you guys are going to be refining what you want. Like, I feel like I'm seeing someone make a vision board that is not just like, oh, I want someone who's nice, or I want someone who's cute, but like, I want blonde hair, I want this color eyes, I want, freckles, or I want this height, or I want whatever, this body type. Like, I feel like you guys are going to make a list that is so specific. You guys are going to figure out exactly what it is that you like, that turns you on, that attracts you. And I think that's so empowering. It's not to say that you have to be like crazy picky or be like, totally rigid about what you'll date, but I do think it's healthy for us to know that like, this is my ideal and this is really what I want, especially when it comes down to like personality traits. Like, maybe you want someone who has a very specific interest, and it's like, put it on the list, add it all, mention it all, because I feel like this is a powerful manifestation time for you. And I honestly think just that exercise, like I was watching some video the other day, and some woman was talking about like how a lot of women don't even know what type they have. And I was thinking about some of my friends, and like they're the same way, where I'll ask them like, okay, what type of guy do you like? Who should I set you up with? And they'll be like, I don't really care what he looks like, as long as he's nice and funny. And I'm like, okay, but like, come on, you have to care a little bit. Like, I want to set you up with someone you're really going to be attracted to, And I feel like that's like me saying that to my friend is like the universe saying that to you. Like, they're like, tell me so I can set you up. Like, let me know, because I can make it happen for you, but you've got to know what you want. Like whenever someone, like I have set up some friends and stuff, but whenever someone gives me that super nebulous answer where they're like, I really don't know, I mean, whatever, as long as they're nice, I'm like, okay, I don't know if you're ready to date, because it's just such a like vague answer. I know for me, when I date someone, I want them to like know what they want. I want them to like want me, not just be like, well, she's nice and whatever, I'll just date a nice person. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to be attracted to me, to think I'm cool, to have, to like my interests. And so I just feel like it's a good thing for us to go over in our brain, like, I have this type, or I like that, or I go for people who look like this, or I go for people who have that as an interest. And whatever the answer is totally fine. But I just think like knowing that is very empowering. And once you guys start realizing that you truly do deserve whatever you want, a lot of other things are going to shift in your mind to align with that as well. So you're not going to settle for the same thing in career or in other aspects of your life. You're also going to be like, maybe I should rethink my career, and maybe I want this kind of a boss, So it's going to be an overall mindset shift. So we also got choose wisely, intuition, why are those reversed? Okay, that was upright. Okay, so choose wisely was reversed, intuition was upright, heartache and loss is reversed, spiritual union, fertility, and sacrifice reversed. So I don't know how I flipped those around, but anyway, we got all the reversals right. So I feel like, first of all, with sacrifice reverse, what Spirit is telling me is that in the past, you guys have sacrificed like things you liked in a partner. Like maybe you really like funny people or something, you like to laugh on dates. And maybe someone you were dating really didn't have much of a sense of humor and was very dry. And every time you made a joke, they'd be like, what does that mean? And you'd have to explain it or something, Maybe there were things you sacrificed in relationships that you were like, well, everyone has to make sacrifices and choices, and no one's perfect, and you'd kind of make excuses for like someone not really measuring up to what you wanted, but you felt like you had to settle. And what I'm hearing is that energy is ending, and you guys are going to start feeling very empowered and feeling like you deserve the best. You're not going to really be interested in going and meeting up with someone who has half of the things you wanted on your list. Obviously, it's like, if I met a like amazing person that had so many of the things I wanted, then maybe you can be like, okay, well, maybe they don't have this, but this is fantastic. I'm really excited about everything else. But I feel like you guys weren't just doing that. You guys would get like 3 things out of 20 on the list, and you'd be like, okay, I guess I'll tolerate this, and you weren't really fully into it. Like you were in relationships maybe just to like be in a relationship. Maybe you felt like people would scrutinize you if you were single, that they would judge you, or like it seemed uncool if you didn't have a partner. But I feel like you're just going to truly move into like this really empowered energy where you're kind of like, you don't really care what people think, and you don't really care about settling. You're not feeling like also with, I think with choose wisely reverse, it's almost like in the past you had to choose. You had to like choose between like, okay, do I want them to be funny or attractive? Or do I want them to be smart? Or do I want them to have the same interests as me? Or, you know what I mean? Or like, you were kind of constantly choosing between, like, okay, so they didn't text me, but they did give me, a call like a few days ago, and I don't know, like they liked my photo on Instagram. So it's almost like you were always like weighing like the pros and cons, and it wasn't like you were overwhelmingly like sure of yourself in these relationships, and you just knew it felt amazing. Like you were always kind of having to make excuses, I feel. And that energy is ending. I feel like with intuition out, you guys are going to just trust your intuition, and whether you feel it or not, like that's it. It might be coming into like a love at first sight energy where like when you meet someone, you'll either know or you won't be interested, which I actually think is very healthy, because I trust my intuition like completely. And for me, I've always known as soon as I met someone that I fallen in love with, which is not that often, but I literally knew each time, and it was like the most crazy feeling ever. And I think that that's not that uncommon. So it is real. And I feel like you guys are going to move into that energy where you're just like, oh, I'm not feeling the spark, and you just move on. You know, you don't need to sit around and wait and kind of make a list of like the positives and the negatives and like, should I date them? I don't know. Well, okay, they're not really great in there. You are really going to only settle. You're not going to settle at all. You're only going to kind of accept the best. And I feel like that's a super empowered energy. Then we have spiritual union, which corresponds to the Two of Cups, and fertility. So for some of you, this really is a soulmate love relationship and possibly a family coming in. With fertility, you guys might be, you know, if that's something you want, is creating a family. I do think it's up to you with the Magician, because like sometimes in these cards I'm like, hey, really watch out, because you guys are super fertile and I feel like a baby is wanting to come in strong. But I do feel like with the Magician, what they're telling me is it's up to you. So if you guys want a family, you can make that happen. And if you guys are like, oh hell no, I am single as a Pringle and I don't want any of that, then don't worry, because this card is really like, this is almost like with fertility, it's like this is you for anything in your life. You guys are going to be so empowered. Like if you want to start a business, you're going to be able to have that business baby like ready to pop out and ready to go, you know? It's whatever you guys want to manifest and bring forth, you guys will be able to. But with spiritual union, I think a lot of you are going to come into a real soulmate relationship, and something that is going to be so nourishing to your soul. If you guys have felt like you have been around people who have just kind of wasted your time and not been worth it and not been honest and had a lot of issues, that is going to be coming to an end. I feel like you guys are just going to be ready for that soulmate relationship. A lot of times we have to reach that place of empowerment within ourselves before those soulmates can come in. And I feel like a lot of you guys are ready for that. You guys are feeling empowered. You guys are open to love in a really deep way and like welcoming that into your life. Maybe some of you guys have been doing active manifestations, like, you know, trying to make a vision board or write a list of the features you want, in which case I feel like that is going to pay off. It's really up to you guys, because again, I feel like there's so many opportunities where if you want that long-term soulmate family situation, you can have it. And if you guys want, you know, maybe like a fun fling or summer romance, or, you know, just to date around some cute people, that is an option too. It's literally whichever. So I feel like you guys just being in this empowered energy can truly have whatever you want. But I definitely feel like many of you guys are ready to come into this deep union with someone you have been waiting for a really long time, and maybe someone that you felt through the astral plane and been, you know, kind of talking to up there and been like, okay, when are they coming in? And I feel like they are ready to come down the pipeline. It might not happen right away, but it's like they are making their way to you. I feel like you guys, as you tolerate, like you're not gonna be tolerating these kind of short-lived relationships or, you know, these random texts, and it's like a waste of your time and energy. You guys are going to be so focused on heading towards that soulmate direction that you're not going to be even wanting to or interested in like the fake texts and the, you know, boring conversations and whatever. Like you guys now know that you deserve the best. So we also got happy, and between worlds. So I feel like with happy, you guys, that is just a confirmation that this is going to be such a happy time in your life. I feel like whichever direction this goes in, whether it's the soulmate or the dating, this is going to be a period of feeling really good about yourself, feeling really empowered, having a lot of fun. Like it's just going to be a joyful time. You know what I mean? The like years of heartbreak and tolerating bad behavior and feeling like you're not being valued, those are over and done. And also with Between Worlds, it's making me think again of this soulmate relationship that might be coming in for many of you, where you guys have been talking on the astral plane and kind of been hanging out there. So you already might know what to expect, or even have a vague idea of what this person might look like. I wouldn't be surprised if for some of you, you've actually seen this person in your dreams, or you have seen them. If you guys have a meditation process, you might have connected with them and talked to them there. But I just feel like a lot of you guys already know each other and feel each other's energy on the astral realm. And for those of you who aren't ready to welcome in that soulmate energy just yet, I do feel like regardless with Between Worlds, it's really talking about accessing the spiritual dimension. And with the Magician, many of you guys are just going to be doing that kind of work in general, where you guys are going to be connecting with maybe your spiritual team on the other side, maybe ancestors, but you guys are going to be doing kind of spiritual work and really attuning your psychic abilities. So it's going to be a really exciting time, and definitely manifestation is going to be on point and like better than it ever was before. So we also got Voyage, Adventures, Gateway, Solitude, Reversed, and Opportunity. So I feel like for many of you guys, this is going to involve travel and just like a fun period. Like I feel like I'm seeing like a girl walking through a city in like a sundress, just, you know, like just a random day, but she's looking good, she's feeling herself, maybe she's listening to music on her phone or something, but like it's just a good vibe, you know what I mean? And you don't know where she's going. She could be going to lunch with friends, she could be going to just shop alone, but you know it's going to be somewhere fun. I feel like for many of you, it's kind of like I'm getting that this is a pick your own adventure where you guys can join up with a partner, soulmate, or you guys can have this journey for now by yourself. It's totally up to your discretion. But for many of you guys, this will be a really romantic relationship, and it might involve travel where you guys are going to be, you know, going to exotic locations and taking trips together and really just exploring the world together. I feel like no matter what, the energy of this is just joyful abundance, and happy summed it up so well, where it's just like the period of suffering or the period of self-doubt is over. I feel like you guys are just feeling yourselves. This is a vibe of someone who really is like, it's almost like ready to party, you know what I mean? Like it's just like a fun vibe. Like I feel like you guys are feeling empowered. You guys are truly like enjoying life. You know, you are not sitting around alone feeling bad about yourself. If you are alone, you're having the time of your life, and you're like, you know, glamorous looking, going out to lunch by yourself, drinking like an Aperol spritz and having a blast. Like this is going to be just a really fun time. Like this is like glow up season is what I'm hearing. So with Opportunity, again, I feel like the manifestation and your guys' manifestation abilities, I know I've said this several times, but they're just on point, and it's kind of like you can have whatever you want at this point. Your manifesting is working really well, and you guys staying in this high vibe where you're just feeling that positive energy and you just kind of feel on top of the world. That's going to help with manifestation even more. It's really going to accelerate that process so you can really get whatever you want. Then we got Sacred Pool, Gentle Gardener, Listening, Reversed. So I feel like maybe in the past people have not listened to you guys. Like maybe you guys went on dates where it felt like the person was just listening to something in their own head and barely paying attention to you, or they were monopolizing the conversation, or you would tell someone like, listen, I want this on my birthday, and they would not even listen, not even remember, barely remember your birthday. Like I feel like in the past, again, I'm getting this energy that many of you guys were overlooked, and I'm hearing that that period is ending. You guys actually might start taking kind of center stage a little bit. Like you might be like surprised when you go out that people are looking and people are staring, and you know, people are like, oh, who is that, and what are they doing, like, you know. And I also feel like a big part of that is not just like any physical changes, but just an energetic glow up where you're going to be having so much fun that you are just going to be like attracting attention because of that. I'm seeing like, have you ever seen it? It could be like even a group of older women out at like a restaurant and they're all laughing together, and you're like, I don't even know what these ladies are celebrating, but like they look like so much fun and I just want to be a part of it. And they don't have to look like supermodels, but just the energy of being in that joyful energy and vibe puts out so much attractiveness. And that's probably why you guys are in this energy where you can have literally any kind of partner you want. I mean, usually I would try to be more specific, but I keep getting from spirit that it really is what you guys want. So if you want to settle down, you can. And if you want want to date around, you can. And that's because you guys are going to be exuding this kind of magnetism. So it's like, whereas in the past, other people kind of called the shots a little bit, and you would kind of try to like tag along and be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, we can push dinner back an hour, that's fine, even though you were already dressed up, ready to go. You know, you kind of were like not feeling that empowered. You felt like you had to kind of just go along with what they wanted. And now it's all about what you want. Like, you guys are going to be so glowed up, so full of radiance and power that it's like everyone is just going to be flocking to you, and you guys are going to be able to command and kind of set the pace of the relationship. So if you want to make it more serious, you can, or if you're like, sorry, you're not quite what I want and I just want to move on, then you'll be able to be empowered to do that. So yeah, this is just going to be someone, you know how like it's like someone like Rihanna, like she can date whoever she wants. I feel like if she wanted it, like almost anyone, she could, you know. Same with Angelina Jolie, or like a bunch of other women that just give off this strong, powerful vibe, or like Megan Fox. I think Angelina Jolie, I don't know, maybe not, but like, I don't know, she's been seeing The Weeknd, so it's like she's dating this guy so much younger than her. I don't know, like, it's just, I feel like that's the thing. When you really come into your power, you get to call the shots 100% of the way, and that's the energy I'm getting with you guys, is like, it's not a question of, do these people want to date you? You guys are going to be so glowed up and like feeling the positive vibes that you're just really going to have your pick of things, you know? And if anyone doesn't measure up, you're just gonna like, see ya, bye. So yeah, I'm not surprised that all kinds of abundance and positivity is coming in, because when someone's in their power like that, it just seems to have everything else fall in place. Then we got the Thinking Woman reversed, action, and Goddess of the Moon. So with the Thinking Woman reversed, I feel like a lot of times you guys have had to kind of overthink these relationships or these text messages, or you guys have had, you know, infrequent or unpredictable communication from people where you always had to overthink like the text, like, okay, wait, but what does that mean? Okay, well, he said that, but but there was this emoji, and I don't know, and like show your friends and ask like their advice, and just constantly have to overthink and go over stuff because it was very in like non-transparent communication. Like the people you were talking to would be confusing, like would be genuinely hot and cold, or, you know, really excited one moment and then kind of not into it the next, or they would be really, you know, like into you in person, but then over text they'd be really cold or whatever, and you'd always be kind of trying to figure out like, okay, so this means that, and blah blah blah, and it's like that is going to end, and you're just gonna be like, oh, this is what it's like to, like, you're just gonna know where people stand, and if they don't give you that energy, it's gonna be on to the next. Like, I feel like also you guys are just going to attract a higher caliber of person. So for a lot of you, that will mean that, like, you know, the person that knows what they want and has that strong energy that we can see with this stallion. Like in this card, to me, what it looks like is like the stallion is pursuing the other stallion, you know, and like probably romantically. And it's like, you know, stallions want to run with other stallions, and people are going to recognize your energy of like, damn, this person's glowed up, they got it figured out, they really have their life on point, and they are going to be very attracted to that. So you're going to attract a higher caliber of person. And also, like, this stallion isn't like, hey, so do you want to go eat some hay? And like, I don't know, I mean, well, maybe not. Actually, I don't really feel like hay. Like, maybe we should go have some oats, and I don't know, maybe like, I'm kind of thirsty. I don't know if we should get some milk, or like, I don't know, some drink from the stream. Like, this stallion knows what it wants. It wants this other stallion, and it's going after it. And I feel like that is going to be more of the energy that's around you, where the people that step forward romantically are going to be much clearer about their intentions, and are going to know when they meet you that they need to come correct, or you are not going to tolerate it, you know? Like, I think most of the guys that probably try to slide into like Rihanna's DMs, they're probably not going to be like, hey, do you want to get the coffee in 5 minutes? You know, I am always baffled when I get those texts. I'm like, why would I want to go get coffee with you when I don't even know you well in 5 minutes? Like, do you think I'm just sitting around doing literally nothing? Like, no, I'm busy. Like, what the heck? I don't know. I can't with those. Like, I'm a Cat Mars, so I need it to be like planned out and I need to have some effort put in. But anyway, you know, when they are texting Rihanna that they are probably coming correct and they are inviting her out to a top of the line restaurant, if not like a vacation or something, I don't know, something super over the top. And so I feel like because you guys are going to be radiating this powerful vibe, you're not going to get like the janky requests to, do you want to go meet up at the park right now? Kind of weird stuff that like people send in this dating world nowadays. You guys are not going to have to deal with that as much anymore, which is such a relief, right? Because I hate those texts. I don't even know how to respond. A lot of times I don't respond. I'm just like, go away. You're not even getting even a yes or no from me. But also with Goddess of the Moon, again, your intuition, psychic abilities are so on point right now. So this is really the time to be manifesting and to be figuring out what you want, because you can get it, whatever you want. You know, it's just like 7 rings. I want it, I got it. Like that is coming through really strong. So if you guys want something, like start doing some manifestation work, because this is the time. Your skills are on point right now. So I don't know if you're going through an astrological transit. Maybe some of you are Pisces because Jupiter is in your sign right now, or I don't know. It could be a lot of different astrology stuff or just life events, but this is like a great manifestation time for you guys. So we also got the 8 of Swords. We also got the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the 9 of Pentacles. Wow, 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles. So truly, this is like such a fulfilling time that really can lead you to whatever your dreams are. So whether you guys want to start a certain business or get into a certain field, or you want to manifest romance, it's really either or. We have water and we have earth. So you could do the money, you could do the love, and you could do both. So again, this is just such a celebratory period. And with the 3 of Cups, like to me, that is just kind of like party energy. It's like we're ready to go out on the town and we're ready to have a blast. So I feel like even if you guys choose to go more of the dating route and you're not necessarily looking for the soulmate right now, it will just be like fun dates, fun nights out with your friends, fun activities, fun days. Like it's not going to be just a boring life. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fulfilling, and you guys are going to have a smile on your faces. When I see this image, to me, it just looks exactly like a princess, even though a lot of times this isn't necessarily a positive card, but to me, the way she looks, she literally just looks like a Barbie Rapunzel princess, or yeah, she looks like Sleeping Beauty. I love Sleeping Beauty. She's my favorite princess. So anyway, it's like the Disney version, I guess. Like of all the Disney princesses, I just think she's like so cute. So it looks like that dress to me. And her name is Aurora. I know that. But anyway, sorry, my mind is like going off. But you guys are also, I feel like, going to be kind of removing this blindfold of you guys tolerating less. Like I feel like for a lot of you, you guys may have tolerated bad behavior, bad texts, and now you're ready to move into a period of ownership and just kind of like, we're leaving that behind. We're not doing that anymore. Like that's over, that's canceled. And it's time to grow into this empowered, abundant, feeling yourself vibe where you are not going to let someone treat you like a second choice or like a last minute, like, hey, if you're free, whatever, I don't really care. You are going to insist on being treated like a priority. And that's a beautiful energy. And I think it's going to spread into all areas of your life. So it's really your choice how you want to use it. But your manifestation skills are on point. The vibe you're coming into is just like a party, fun energy. And whether you want to do that with one person or with a big group of friends or with, date around a little, it's totally up to you. But this is going to be the end of those weird texts and half communication and like unclearness and like, what does this mean? Weird messages and flakiness. That is going to end and be over, and you guys are going to really demand better treatment, which I think is so wonderful. And whatever you guys are on your step towards a soulmate, I feel like you guys are progressing that way, because the person you ultimately end up with is going to want someone who is empowered and who tolerates who doesn't tolerate trash and who knows exactly what they want. And I feel like that is a really beautiful step that you guys are moving towards. So yeah, I think this is so exciting for pile 3, you guys. I am so happy for you. I want to be invited to all these parties because like this 3 of Cups energy just, I mean, I want to be a part of this. This is like hot girl summer vibes, or hot guy summer, I guess. And you guys are going to be, I think, having a blast. So yeah, please let me know if it resonated in the comments, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications so you'll be notified every time I post. And I will see you guys in the next reading. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile 4s. So if you guys picked this red donut, this is going to be your reading. I love these. They kind of look like it would be cherry or strawberry flavored. It looks super good. I love all the sprinkles, and the cool thing is on the underside, there is detailing like it was like actually fried. So they did a really good job on these, and it's soft and squishy like a donut. So with that being said, you guys, let's get into your reading. And by the way, I do apologize for the lighting. You guys are my last reading, and I am not like timed up with this sun setting earlier, and usually at home I have my lights, but I'm on vacation, so sorry if it's a little dim or it just looks a little off. But anyway, you guys got the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, the Chariot, the 7 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, the Moon, and the 3 of Cups reversed, and the Hanged Man. So right away, what's sticking out to me with the 7 of Swords is there might be some aspect of like deception, or people being a little bit jealous or envious of you. People maybe not having the best intentions when it comes to you. They might not be telling you the truth about something, or they might just be having kind of weird, envious intentions behind the scenes that they might not step forward about. I feel like you guys are working on some projects. You guys have been working on stuff, or you will be. Like maybe you guys will be starting a business, or if you have started a business, you will be in the thick of that. And I feel like that is going to prompt some envy and jealousy from others, or there might be someone in your life who already you're aware is a little bit envious, or gives you like weird vibes where you're like, I don't know if that was like a genuine, compliment, or it was kind of a dig, or I don't know what, where you're just getting kind of a strange vibe. I would say trust that intuition, because the cards are indicating to me that there is someone who is a little bit envious. I feel like you guys are moving forward in your life with the Chariot, and with the 9 of Wands, it's like you guys are going to, and the 7 of Pentacles, of course, you guys are really going to be accomplishing, working on stuff, like nose to the grindstone. You guys are kind of on your grind, and you guys are really like manifesting stuff, making stuff happen. And so it's like that might make other people be like, well, who are you? There's also this kind of thing that I'm getting where some of you might have people in your life that like really like to party, or really like to partake in alcohol or certain drugs, and you might shift into a lifestyle where you're like, I'm done with that. I don't want to live that way anymore, or I don't want to be, smoking weed all the time or drinking a lot. And so I want to end that. I want to focus and really get my goals in order. And that might hit people the wrong way, where they are just like that. Well, who do they think they are? They think they're better than me, or whatever. Like there's just going to be some kind of jealous or envious or just bad intentions that someone has towards you. I feel like there are people resistant to this new version of you, and just not really liking that. Like I feel like you guys are glowing up with the 3 of Pentacles. There's a lot of learning happening. There's a lot of growth and like development, and people, not everyone can necessarily handle that, I also feel like you guys are going to be learning to be a little more discerning with the people around you. So there may be people that, again, you've given the benefit of the doubt to, like maybe they've said some things that just didn't really sit right, but then you didn't want to make a big deal of it, or you were like, well, maybe they didn't mean it that way. But I feel like some of that jealousy is really going to be rising to the surface, and you guys are going to see it more clearly. With the Moon coming out, this card can represent a lot of things, and one of those things can be a little bit of delusional energy, like, you know, not seeing a situation clearly. And I feel like sometimes for you, there may be people that you have trusted or that you have, you know, allowed in that maybe you are not seeing their intentions clearly, and that's going to come to the surface, and you are going to make a choice and also just see it with a better vision of like, oh, okay, I don't know that, you know, they look genuinely happy when I told them about my accomplishment. They kind of gave me a weird look when I told them about my, you know, sales, or when I told them about that I got into this program or whatever. Like, I don't know, there was just something strange about it, you know? So I feel like you guys are going to kind of have like a little bit of blinders removed when it comes to these people. And if you've been kind of trying to look on the bright side and try to see the best in them, like, while that can be positive, I have learned, it took me a long time to figure this out. I was just thinking this last night that like, you cannot manifest a person to change, and that's something they don't always tell you. Like, you can manifest anything else and you can manifest a new person, but sometimes I feel like people will say stuff like, well, every relationship is a result of your energy, and that's just not true. Everyone comes in with their own traumas, their own issues, and maybe there's people in your life that you've been like, okay, well, I'm just going to be positive and I'm just going to, you know, smile and be nice to them and it'll turn around eventually. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is it really won't. Some of these people are just committed to not liking you. You have stuff going on that makes them feel envious, jealous, and less than, and they are just not going to take kindly to it. They're not going to be okay with watching you glow up. Sorry about that, guys. I am staying out in the country and there is like a little cat here and it is so cute, but it kind of is mischievous and always getting into things. So anyway, hopefully it won't disturb us again. But as I was saying, I do feel like this person, you know, you are going to have a lot of realizations about them. And you might, you know, while you want to like look on the bright side and be an optimist when it comes to our relationships with people, it's also important for us to be honest with ourselves and really trust our intuition and judgment about them, because people can wreak havoc in your life when they have those bad intentions and they don't, you know, want to see us succeed. It really can create problems. So I feel like for you guys, it's just going to be a process of you kind of uncovering and realizing their intentions. And I feel like that's going to happen very naturally. Like, there are going to be events that transpire where you're just going to be like, whoa. And it's almost like, you know, rose-colored glasses just get lifted gently off you and you can see it more clearly. So we also got rejoice and celebration. So that's the Three of Cups again. So I think that's supposed to be upright, actually. So we got movements, choices, and decisions, power. I think that was reversed. I don't know how these get flipped. We got deception and envy, disruption, and hope. So I feel like for you guys, it's almost like this person has been holding you back from being in your power. Deception and envy came out again. So this is just confirmation that this is indeed happening. There is like some shady behavior around you. And I feel like a lot of their shadiness or jealousy is going to come up when you have a Three of Cups celebratory moment. Like, maybe you guys are going to have a business glow up or make a lot of money or get, like I said, get into a certain school, or, you know, I don't know, don't mind that cat if you can hear her meowing. You might have like a relationship moment, big moment. And I feel like that might be the moment when some of this jealousy and envy comes out. And I feel like you guys are going to be surprised by the level of disruption that this person has been able to have in your life so far. And when you cut them out, it's going to be like, oh, wow. And things flow a lot easier. But also, I think in general, because you guys are moving more into your power, because you guys are coming into a very abundant place, you are going to have to learn how to manage this kind of energy, because this is just what happens when there's success. You can, you know, go to any like successful person's Instagram page and read all the hate comments that they get, you know, or read about all the people online that think they're lame. Like, that's just what happens when you guys become successful. successful. And I see that happening for you guys as you move forward with this strong Chariot energy. It's like you are going to attract haters, and this person is almost like a test case. Like it's like a test run to see how you're going to handle it. Because if you can't cut them out, then you're going to have a harder time with other people that you may not know as well. You know, this person, it's like they probably, if you think about it, have shown you time and time again that they can't be trusted, but you're still kind of allowing them in your life. So kind of finally deciding to put your foot down with them, I feel like would be an important first step and an indication to spirit that like, I am not still in the same energy. I am willing to make the changes I need to make. I am not going to tolerate the bad behavior or the weird comments or the little glances that just don't seem real, don't seem honest. Like, you know, when someone's just like smiling at you, but it kind of doesn't reach their eyes. Like, I feel like there are people like that around you, pile 4. So other cards we got are a change in the winds, building blocks, fork in the road, message in a bottle, and new life. So I do think you guys are going to be coming into a new life, and you guys are going to have to leave some of this dysfunctional stuff behind. Maybe you guys come from a family that didn't grow up with money or didn't have a certain level of calmness. Maybe there was money, but there was a lot of chaos, or maybe there was, you know, calmness, but no money. But I feel like there is this like kind of people around you that judge you when you move forward into your success, and you're gonna have to make that choice to kind of leave that energy behind. Like I feel like you guys are ready to shift into kind of a glow up, more power. You guys are going to be ready to level up financially and stuff, and it's always weird how many people have a problem with that or just can't really take that, you know? It's like they think your success is an insult to them. So I feel like you guys are going to be going through major shifts financially and with your career, and it's just going to really rub some people the wrong way. And that's going to be something that I feel like you guys are going to have to start to a certain extent leaving behind some of these people and just making the choice to maybe distance yourself a little bit, because I do feel like a lot of them are not going to be okay with your success, and their energy that they're putting on you is going to hold you back a little bit. I do feel like you guys are ready to come into this new life. You guys are ready to come into this abundance. Sorry about that, guys. This cat is like so cute, but it's super distracting. But anyway, getting back into it. So as I was saying, I just feel like you guys are going to be building this new life. And in a way, it's like you're going to have to make this choice to leave this energy behind, you know, and that will be a signal to spirit of like, you know, I am not tolerating this dysfunction anymore. Because I always think spirit doesn't let you level up until you guys have kind of passed some tests. And I feel like in a way this is a test to be like, okay, can you handle it? Are you going to tolerate jealous people around you? You know, when you think about how many people, like celebrities and stuff, have had people betray them or have had people steal their money, it's really important to learn to sort out those jealous types of people really early on. So I feel like before you guys come into abundance, you need to make it obvious to spirit of like, I am not going to tolerate this person, and I won't tolerate anyone else like them. And then spirit will be like, oh, okay, like, so then you're ready for the blessing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, while you want to be loyal to family and stuff, sometimes people might have ingrained ideas about poverty, or, you know, like money is scarce, or dysfunction is just normal. That's the normal way to process things. And those things can really keep us in like this really down energy that really doesn't lead us to abundance. So I think it's going to be really important for you to start shifting this in your life, and then we can come into this beautiful new life with the abundance and with the money that really wants to come in. You guys are building stuff right now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if many of you guys had small businesses, or you just are really working on your career and you love what you do and you feel passionate about it, but you guys are truly working, you know, working on things and moving forwards. Like, this is a really abundant energy that has the ability to lead to a lot of prosperity. And so I would love for you guys to just continue building on it, because while I feel like you guys are willing to do the work, So you have that aspect of the manifestation covered. I just worry about keeping around people who are toxic, because they can be kind of like snipers from the side and sabotage us in ways we would never really expect. So with that being said, we also got inner peace reversed, thriving reversed, and purification reversed. I don't know if I flipped these cards though. I think these were upright, so I don't know how these got flipped. But anyway, so I feel like, yeah, with purification, you guys are going to be just purifying your life and really choosing to leave some of these dysfunctional energies behind. You guys are ready to thrive and ready to find some inner peace. And I feel like some of these situations have really held you back in the past. Like, I feel like you guys might not even be aware of the people who are jealous of you and the energy around you of certain people that just don't want to see you succeed. And it's kind of like you guys, I feel, actually have a very pure soul. A lot of you guys are just like sweethearts. Like, the energy I'm picking up on is just, I'm seeing like a cheerleader. I'm seeing like a literal cheerleader. So maybe some of you guys are cheerleaders, but it's like this positive, upbeat, bubbly, like, you know how a cheerleader literally cheerleads for the football team and like cheers them on and like roots for them and gets positive energy flowing. I feel like that's you guys. Like, you guys are very supportive to the people in your life and around you. You guys actually give a ton of empathy and a ton of support, and that's why you really don't deserve this. Like, this is not energy that you should be taking on, you know what I mean? It's not like you guys are toxic, so you attracted a toxic person. You guys are actually real sweethearts, and so that's why I hate to see something like this going on, or someone is really hating on you. But I do find people with that kind of bubbly personality tend to attract jealous people, just like in the movies, how like the cheerleader will always have, you know, the jealous people around her. It really is true, because that like positive, upbeat personality, when someone is in a very low vibration, they react to that. It's very unpleasant for them to feel. It's actually like, you know, almost painful. So the thing is that you guys are going to, I think, be able to glow up even more and be surprised at the kind of positivity you're able to stay in and the level of positivity you're able to stay in once some of these people are removed. Like, I feel like some of you guys, maybe some of you are lonely, and maybe you guys have been tolerating friendships that you know really aren't serving you. Like, maybe you go out and, you know, you're feeling like really good, so you decide to get all dressed up and put on a little extra makeup and put on that dress you really like, or that, you know, if you're a guy, that outfit you really like, and you know, you show up, and instead of your friend being like, oh my god, damn, you look good, and like complimenting you, your friend is like, ugh, caked on the makeup again, or like, oh really, dude, you wear so much cologne, oh my god, you're so cheesy, you know what I mean? And this person, it's like, you wouldn't, like, instantly your mood is taken down. And I feel like you guys don't even realize how often this is happening. And I do feel like when this gets cut out of your life and this energy gets removed, you're gonna be like, oh damn, it's actually really great to feel good about my outfit and not have someone make fun of it. And if I want to dress this way, I'm gonna dress this way. And if you don't like it, don't wear it yourself, but this is how I like to dress. You know, like, you guys shouldn't even be needing to feel defensive if you guys go out looking great. It shouldn't be provoking jealousy in anyone, because the truth is that, like, you know, if you look great, someone else can still look great in their way. And there's really no reason to be so immature and childish about it. But sometimes people, you know, they compare themselves. They can't handle seeing someone that's like truly beautiful or truly bubbly or has kind of like a sunny, bright disposition, which is what I'm getting from you guys. Is a lot of you guys are just kind of cheerful optimists. Some of you guys might be Pisces, because I'm kind of getting like Pisces or Libra vibes, and the moon card is tied to Pisces. And that's the thing about Pisces, and Libras do this a little bit too, is like, Neptune is the planet of psychic ability, but it's also can be delusional. And I, like, when Neptune transited out of my first house, which just happened recently, I was like, oh my God, I felt like the scale came off my eyes, and I finally realized so much of my life situations that had kind of been blocked to me. I feel like Neptune is like a fog, you know? And the thing about Pisces is they generally see the best in everyone. That's why Venus is exalted there. But while you want to be positive and see the best in people, it can become a problem when you start not just seeing the best, but like totally ignoring all the red flags. And so I feel like while I love how positive you guys are, I also think it's going to be a glow up moment when you accept your intuition and you guys are like, I deserve better than this, and I deserve someone who's going to give me the positive energy I give out. Because again, I feel like I'm seeing a cheerleader, so I feel like you guys are like cheerleaders to others. You guys are like so positive and you uplift people, and you deserve that back. And instead, a lot of times you just get negativity and negative vibes. You might not even be aware. You might be like, well, they're just kind of like a depressed down person and they don't mean it, but like they kind of do. I mean, what the cards are saying is this person is pretty jealous of you. So I do think they mean it. I don't think it's just an accident or like just like, oh, I just misspoke and I said that joke, but I wasn't trying to be harsh. Like, no, this person's jealous. They might not admit it to you and come out. I mean, they probably won't come to you and be like, listen, I'm super envious of you. I think you're amazing and I wish I could be like you and I'm mad. I doubt they're going to be mature enough to like be honest with you, but that's what's going on. And so, if you guys want to get to this thriving energy and have inner peace, I do feel like you're going to have to purify and start leaving this energy behind. So I'm doing this one-handed because I finally got the cat to calm down and it's sitting next to me. So I'm trying I'm trying to pet it. But anyway, so we got man holding a heart, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, door to personal healing and happiness, and hostilities again, and deceit again. So again, this person is shady. I mean, the cards, like, they are coming through to confirm. They're like, please don't get it twisted. They want you to know that this person is shady to you. So, I find what's coming to mind is like a friendship I recently ended. And I'm just thinking about so many conversations I had with this person where like I would be dating a new guy and they would be like, I just don't like them. They're really not treating you right. And I would be like, well, I don't think they really did anything that bad. And I would be thinking it like, really? Is it that serious? Oh my God. And it weighed on me because I trusted this person. And other situations would come up where I always felt like they were negative, but then I was like, well, I think they're looking out for me. And I finally had the realization that spirit kept trying to tell me, but I didn't want to admit it, that this person does, I think, have, issues or jealousy or competition issues. And, it was time for me to end that relationship. And it's okay to do things on your own timeline. Like, I always kind of need to be like prodded into it. And, if you're that way, then, that's okay, I guess. But it's better to do it earlier on. It's better when you feel that nudge of like, this person's shady, start cutting them out. Because I look back now and I'm like, why did I even listen to them about this person? Like, not that should have been, the person of my dreams, but I want to make decisions based on my opinions or good advice from well-intentioned friends, not someone that's being shady or trying to twist my head around or whatever. And so I feel like this person could be doing more damage than you realize. And that's kind of a thing where you don't want to look back later and regret of like, why did I listen to them? You'll hear stories where like there's like a brother or someone who tells his little brother like, well, you may think you're good at singing, but you're not. You have a horrible voice. Or you may think you're good at like XYZ, but everyone is that good at it and you're not special. And maybe that person really loved that activity and was like really passionate about it and would have gone into it as a career, and it ruined, it ended up ruining that for them. Like, I'm hearing that line from the movie, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I could have been a contender. And so he's looking back in regret saying like, I really could have done something special with this, but I didn't. And I think the thing with that was he agreed to like fake a loss at a boxing match. So it's like sometimes when people are in our life and they're jealous of us, I find personally, I have done this, and I think a lot of people do, you'll dim your light to make them comfortable. So it's like, that if you come back and you're like, oh my God, the cutest guy in school asked me out, I'm so excited, that they're not going to be happy for you. They're going to tell you some story about like, well, they asked everyone out. It's not special. You're probably just another notch on their belt. They don't even care about you. And that's one thing if that advice is true, But it's another thing if they're just saying it to be a hater. And that's where it can be dangerous, is when you give them the benefit of the doubt and they're giving you bad advice just because they're angry and jealous. And it can lead to, like, maybe that relationship could have been amazing. And maybe, they were shady, but you'll really never know because you listened to someone that didn't have your good intentions at heart from the first place. So I feel like it's just really important to start sorting that out, because what I'm getting is you guys might at some point look back and regret if you don't start cutting this out and really, and really choosing to not listen to these people. It could be family, it could be friends, but I feel like there are jealous people around you. Some of you guys might get a lot of like romantic attention. I feel like with man holding a heart, there might be just a lot of people who have romantic interest in you, and it might provoke jealousy. Instead of them being like, oh my God, I am so excited you're going on that date. Yes. They are probably like seething on the inside and really mad and maybe they'll start a fight beforehand, or like, and that's the thing that I was saying is, like, deep down, when you're in that kind of a dynamic of a relationship, you start anticipating it. Like, that if you come back and you say, like, the cutest guy asked me out, that it's going to be a fight, or they're going to put you down, or it's going to be, really unpleasant. And so you'll automatically start like turning it, like, even before, even as soon as you get asked out, you'll be like, no, I don't want to go, sorry, because you're worried about the reaction from this other person. And so the thing is that this person really could be holding you back and making you act in a way that isn't honoring yourself. Remember that you manifested on this planet to have your journey. I feel like a lot of you guys are like healing energy, healers, and very sweet, open-hearted people. So maybe sometimes when you came down to earth, you find yourself in relationships with people where, you end up giving and giving and giving, and they kind of end up taking, and you're like trying to make the best of it, but deep down, maybe it's not really the best. And I feel like what Spirit wants for you is to move out of that, to prioritize yourself. This is my favorite card in like all the stacks, and I love it when it comes out. Door to personal healing and happiness. So this is what Spirit wants you to go on. I feel like Spirit wants you to prioritize yourself and to really think about what you deserve, what you guys have coming, not what other people think of you. And I feel like sometimes you guys hold yourself back because maybe you don't want anyone else to feel bad, but that's on them. If they have that reaction to you glowing up, that's an indication of them, and you should never dim your shine for anyone. And it's such a red flag when that happens. So we also got goblins. Okay, more call outs. Wizard of Awareness, Field of Dreams, and Peaks of Joy. So with the goblins, again, like I said, the cards are just calling this person out hard. So yeah, this person is really shady. This card is about shady, dishonest people. And so yeah, this is something that Spirit just really wants to call your attention to. It could be multiple. It could be one person. It could be multiple. Use your intuition and take what resonates to see, how many people, because I do find when someone has your kind of very pure, sweet, and like I said, cheerleader type energy, where you guys are positive, bubbly, sweet, supportive, a lot of times it attracts a lot of narcissists or nasty people that are, attracted to their light, kind of like a moth to a flame, But the thing is that they don't have any intention of returning your light. They just want to take from you like a vampire. So you guys have to be very careful about letting these people drain your light from you, You should be using your light to manifest things, to do things, because I feel like you guys have so much power inside of you. You guys have so much going on and so much to offer. So it's like, it's a shame that it would be wasted on people that really don't deserve it. With Wizard of Awareness, I do feel like you guys are coming into this awareness though, and you guys are really going to start seeing some of these people for who they are. So this season of you guys tolerating less than you deserve is coming to an end. And when that happens with Field of Dreams, I feel like the possibilities are really endless. You guys might not even be aware of the magical sparkle that you bring to this world and how truly amazing you guys are. Like, I feel like you guys are a little bit, and I don't even know if I want to say this, because I feel like some of you guys are going to be offended, or there might be some trauma associated with this, but I want to say you guys are the center of attention. Maybe at some point in your life, someone made you feel bad about that. Maybe someone said something like, oh, well, you always have to be the center of attention, don't you? Or, well, oh, there you are again, talking to all the boys, Miss Flirt or something. You know what I mean? Like, maybe someone said something that put this trauma in you of like, or, oh, well, you think you're so pretty, you think you're going to be a model? Have you seen the models? You could never. You know what I mean? Like, someone might have said something to make you feel like it was wrong that you guys take up attention. But that is a gift. That is a beautiful thing. That is why Leo is such a positive sign, is because it is the sun, which is the ultimate energy of the universe. And the sun can't help but being the center of attention. When you glow that brightly and you shine that bright, you're going to be the center of attention just because that's the reality. Like, you know, it's like if you've ever tried to do something outside in the pitch dark, you know, you might be like, okay, well, it's not going to be bright out. Like me filming this video. Actually, that's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, Spirit has weird timing. Sometimes they like anticipate these things in advance. But as I was saying, I was like, I was trying to film this in the dimming light, but like the sun calls the shots. And when I try to film it in, you know, half light or light from my phone, it just does not look the same as that beautiful, pure sunshine. And if you try to be like, well, we'll just do without the light, like you can't, because the light controls everything. The sun is the center of the universe. And you guys should not feel bad about taking up attention or getting people's attention. You should take that as a compliment. I'm hearing that line from that Taylor Swift song, Gorgeous, where she says, you should take it as a compliment that I got drunk and made fun of the way you talk. And then she's like, you should take it as a compliment that I'm talking to everyone else except you and all this stuff. And then she says at the end, you're gorgeous. And so it's like, you know, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, you guys are the center of attention, and you deserve someone who's gonna write like a love song about you, like Taylor Swift wrote about her boyfriend, like where she's just screaming, you're gorgeous over and over. Like, that's, you know, being supportive. And so it's like, you guys deserve that, not someone who's gonna be like, oh, really? Well, you think you're pretty special, don't you? Well, you're not. And try to bring you down. That's so negative and that's so immature and it's so stupid and dark-sided. So you guys deserve someone who's going to put you in that energy of like, ooh, I'm feeling myself. I look good. I feel good. And that's when the abundance and manifestation comes in. When I'm feeling good and feeling myself and waking up in the morning like, ooh, I look great. That's when I notice my day going really well. And so it's like, you got to get into that energy. And I feel like some of these people are keeping you from that, when the reality is you guys have so much going on and you guys have so much to offer that you guys should be feeling yourselves like 24/7. So, you know, you guys deserve these constant peaks of joy and not this energy bringing you down. And I think that is going to shift and change. And that's what you're going to be heading into. So we also got the Page of Swords. We got the Four of Swords reversed. We got the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Five of Swords, and finally the Hermit. So some of these cards, like I love the description of the Ten of Swords on there. It says, the end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both, the opportunity for new happiness, a weight off your shoulders, the end of an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. So it is going, you know, I feel like there are a lot of cards that are indicating, you know, like not a lot of cards, but there are cards indicating a loss. But I feel like this is your current energy. You know what I mean? And I feel like you guys are ready to enter into this new stage. And it might be going into hermit mode for a little bit. Like, it might be, you know, okay, you might not have any friends for a while. Like, that's okay. Spirit will bring you new friends. If you pray and you ask and you put yourself out there, you will get new friends that actually are loyal and actually want the best for you and aren't faking it and pretending. You guys deserve to have that, and you deserve to have so much abundance. I feel like that really wants to come in fast with the Page of Swords. I feel like if you guys can start making these changes, then it's really like the sky is the limit. Like, you guys are just going to be able to come into your abundance really quickly and really just have such a positive vibe. I feel like in a way, I'm getting the message that you guys are almost like wasting, I'm hearing it, wasting your youth or wasting your time. Like, I keep getting this energy of like sand going through an hourglass or something. Like, I feel like that you might if you continue in this energy, you might look back on one day, I can't speak, on it one day and really regret the time you spent with this person. But I feel like Spirit is really dramatically trying to shift this in your life and is going to just start plucking these people out. I am hearing that with some of these cards, it could be, it could be a difficult ending if you kind of really drag it out. Like, I feel like it might be easier to have, instead of letting things get to a point where they can really meddle around and have a big blow up and like smear your name, it might be good to just start like casually distancing, being like, I wish I could hang out, but I'm busy, sorry, and trying to start moving that in that direction as much as you can. A lot of times these narcissists, like, they're not okay with anyone leaving for any reason, and they're gonna have a blow up no matter what. But I do feel like it might be something you guys just might want to think about, like slowly moving towards and start making those changes yourself, because I do feel like it's something that, could really benefit you to just start making these changes early and start shifting that. And I think that once that happens, you guys are going to come into a really abundant energy. And I love also how it wrote, we got the 5 of Swords again, which we got in the original card pull, and it said, avoid people who lack integrity or who have questionable motives. It was either the 5 of Swords or the 7 of Swords, but either way, it's the same vibe. Like, I feel like there's just dishonesty around you, and you guys deserve honesty. You guys deserve truth, and you guys deserve someone who is going to treat you really well and root for you. I feel like meditation may be a good idea for you if you are wanting clarity on this situation. What I'm hearing from Spirit is they really want to talk to you and clarify, and they're happy if you were to tune in energetically. Like, I feel like they would come through right away. You wouldn't have to sit on the floor meditating in like the lotus pose or whatever it is for like an hour. You would be able to get that message really quick, and they would tell you like, okay, yes, that's the person. It's probably, you already probably have an intuitive sense of who you need to cut out of your life. And I would say listen to that and start making those moves, because your intuition is dead on correct in this case. So yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful new start for you guys. Maybe it's not always the message you want to hear, that you're going to have to cut people out of your life, but with the beautiful, happy, joyful energy you guys have coming in so strong, the sky is the limit for you guys. Really, you guys have such a beautiful soul. And I am getting like Leo vibes or Pisces or Libra. It could be any sign, so only take what resonates, but just there is a joy and a beautiful light threading through you guys. And I'm not just saying that, like, truly, and it makes you stand out from the crowd, and that is a gift. It's a good thing, and anyone trying to make you feel bad about that is an evil person, just being honest. So snip, cut them out, and make it quick and easy, and don't drag it out, because there is no point, and you guys deserve to move into this happy energy. You bring so much joy to others, and you deserve it right back. So remind yourselves of that. So I really hope that helped you guys. Sorry we got interrupted so many times. The cat finally calmed down and we were able to really get deep. So, I really loved how it turned out with the reading, but I mean, farm life is like not for me, obviously. I'm covered in poison ivy. I got animals running around, but anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe and tell me if it resonated in the comments. I love hearing your feedback and your stories, so please let me know, you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.